覚める私は今誰の助けも今はいらないから一人でも明日へただ歩き出すためにそう夜が明けたならずっと眠っていられたらこの悲しみを忘れられるそう願い眠りについた夜もある二人過ごした遠い日々記憶の中学園アイドルマスターおはようございます。プロデューサーくん一瞬じゃないなんだかそわそわ興味ないふりしてキョロキョロしちゃって今日だけちょうだい何一度の勇気持ち込み禁止だけど隙を見て言ってないけど伝えたい絶対だってやっぱり斜めぶつかりばったりサイゲームスウマ娘プリティダービーログインボーナスだってよ。明日はこれがもらえるみ。100円アイドルマスタ
大芝いけてない？
頑張るのは大好きなのでビシバシお願いします。 大成功です。上手にできたよ。
私に任せておけ。
어제 1킬 안 했네?
だとお姉ちゃん目指せ学園絞り出してあげる甘いクリーム日常に挟まれたメッセージ君を乗せて変わり出すよメリーゴーランドの雪もあごねほら悩んだ時は走るに限りますねすっきりしますめちゃったって青春じゃない勝つべくして勝つわかりやすくて最高ですねプロデューサーさん今日のログインボーナスをどうぞ私も大人になったらプロデューサーさんや今日お姉ちゃん勝ちましょう毎年恒例お姉ちゃん好き勝手今年こそは勝つもう活躍じゃない私も大人になったらプロデューサーさんや皆さんみたいになれるんでしょうか
これが私たちの実力です。
プロデューサー見てたごめんなさいプロデューサー。
挑戦試験でトレーナーの実力
오늘 뭔가 내가 헛소리 할 거 아니야 영상에서.
ただいま限定セール中ですよ。悩んだ時は走るに限りますね。すっきりします。
내가 이걸 분석할 능력이 있는 게 맞나? 방구석 전문가가 뭘 한다?
毎年恒例お姉ちゃんとの雪合戦。今年こそは大変です。もうすぐ冬将軍がやってくるみたいですよ。お年玉安くて最高ですね。積み木はでも上にジャージを羽織ったら振り袖を着た意味ないし、おしゃれは我慢とはこのことか。次のお休みどこか遊びに行きませんか？私の初夢鷹もナスも出なかったけど、マリラーって叫ぶ子が出てきてさ、いい良さそうだよね。おはようございます、プロデューサーさん。こんな青臭いこと言うなんて私のキャラじゃないけどさ、頑張るよ、あんたと一緒に。2人で一緒にお姉ちゃんを倒しましょう。冷徹になってきちゃった。もう一回一緒に買いに行かない？あのプヤも持ってきてさ。疲れた時は呼んでください。マッサージしてあげますね。ありゃ、なんかお知らせ見逃してない？頑張るのは大好きなのでビシバシお願いします。振り袖が素敵すぎてずっと鏡を見てた数分前の自分を今しめてるところだから。おはようございます、プロデューサーさん。でも上にジャージを羽織ったら振り袖を着た意味ないし、おしゃれは我慢とはこのことか。みすずちゃんはのんびり屋さんだけどとっても優しいです。お、メーカンレベル上がってんじゃん。スポーツを始めたのすっごくちっちゃな時です。ありゃ、なんか知らせ見逃してない？弟にさ、お年玉お姉ちゃん貸しましょう。早いから積み木をあげたら無邪気に遊んでくれてさ、可愛かったな。
아 20분 남았나?
大変です。もうすぐ冬将軍がやってくるみたいですよ。
밥은 다 먹었다.
でも上にジャージを羽織ったら振り袖を着た意味ないし、おしゃれは我慢とはこのことか。
だとお姉ちゃん目指せ学園
そんな青臭いことを言うなんて私のキャラじゃないけどさ、頑張るよあんたと一緒に。
悩んだ時は走るに限りますね。
ミッションクリアじゃん。頑張りってさ、誰かが見てくれてるもんなんだね。
대충 엑스올 타보니까 지금 차에
綺麗だったな。
뭐 하나 나오긴 했네.
半数は寝てましたかね。
필딩 피드백 보기만 하고 공식방송 봐야 돼.
でも上にジャージを羽織ったら振り袖を着た意味ないし、おしゃれは我慢とはこのことか。
活力して勝つ、わかりやすくて最高ですね。
この髪型なんか落ち着かないな。もしやあのモフモフツインってこそ私の本体。
頑張るのは大好きなのでビシバシお願いします。
イベントやってるんだ。どうりで賑やかだと思った。ゆるっと顔だけ出してみる。
疲れた時は呼んでください。マッサージしてあげますね。
おせちに黒豆あるよね。あれ作ってみたら結構奥が深くてさ、ちょいハマっちゃったかも。
お姉ちゃんに勝てる秘策はないものか。
ミッションクリアしたんじゃん。頑張りってさ、誰かが見てくれてるもんなんだね。
スポーツを始めたのすっごくちっちゃな滝です。
平日へなってきちゃった。もう一回一緒に買いに行かない？あの服屋もあったりしてさ。
おはようございます、プロデューサーさん。
こんな青臭いこと言うなんて私のキャラじゃないけどさ、頑張るよあんたと一緒に。
2人で一緒にお姉ちゃんを倒しましょう。
イベントやってるんだ。どうりで賑やかだと思った。ゆるっと顔だけ出してみる。
今日こそお姉ちゃんに勝ちましょう。
おせちに黒豆あるよね。あれ作ってみたら結構奥が深くてさ、ちょいハマっ
達成。確認を忘れずに。
また蹄鉄へなってきちゃった。
뭐야 이건? 아,
オグリキャップだ。よろしく頼む。
What's up, MLB The Show fans? Jessica Mendoza with you again for Fielding Feedback. You asked for more front office action, and Franchise Mode in MLB The Show 26 is delivering our most realistic, dynamic deal-making experience yet. For the rookies out there, Franchise Mode gives you the opportunity to run an MLB front office. You can streamline your reign as GM by customizing your level of participation in club staffing and player contract negotiations.
더 세세하게 만지네.
And you can also extend
자동으로
your
할지
executive
아니면
era
내가
with
뭐
custom game
조정할지.
entry by playing as few or as many moments throughout the season as you prefer. Choose when to take over the
이거는 원래
sticks for
있었던
pivotal
기능인데.
games without the need to play
달라진 거야.
every inning. Buckle up, GMs, because we've built a brand new trade hub that is a true one-stop shop for all trade-related business. I'm talking about a central dashboard for creating and reviewing offers, trade targets, trade blocks, trade rumors, and more. And you'll need all the information you can get to make big moves because this year we've updated the logic across the entire trade landscape. No more ripping off the CPU with unrealistic blockbusters. Player valuations are at the core of front office operations, which is why we revamped the valuation equations for all-stars and prospects alike. Even farm system rankings have been incorporated into our new trade logic. And for the MVP level franchise cornerstones, we've added new, untouchable player logic, which makes it nearly impossible to pry foundational stars away from their clubs mid-season. For every proposed trade, the CPU now takes into account competitive
그렇네. 네 명
factors
되네,
that
이제
make the
트레이드.
deal-making experience more challenging and true to life. Let's break them down. Season standings. Good luck unloading your aging all-stars on last-place teams. Clubs in rebuilding mode want young, controllable assets. Meanwhile, contending teams will be on the hunt for specific pieces to get them over the hump in October, like utility infielders, left-handed relievers, or one last bat for their bench. But even if you possess those pieces, the deals could still be challenging to pull off because opposing GMs will have their own agendas and strategies. Races and rivalries. Teams bound for the postseason won't be excited about boosting the prospects of potential playoff opponents or investing the future of their division rivals. You know the Yankees and Red Sox aren't doing each other any favors. Market size constraints will also play a role in how receptive potential trade partners are to proposed deals. Smaller market clubs will pass on high-priced talent on long-term deals, whereas big city teams might target all of the win-now war on your roster. Premium position value also factors into the trade market in franchise mode. Deals for shortstops, starting pitchers, catchers, and center fielders will carry a premium price tag. But there's even more to account for because market sentiment will also be considered in all proposed trades, which means that if the trading block is saturated with shortstops, there will be buyer's market bargains to be found, at least while supplies last. Franchise mode, timing is everything. Due to popular demand, we've gotten rid of Insta trades in 2026 and reintroduced the trade delay system as well as pending offers. That means you'll have time to study trade rumors, shop offers, and make or respond to counter offers. But don't take too long because your rivals will happily block your trades or steal your deals. Plus, keep an eye out for false trade rumors around the league with fog of war. And do your homework before making the move to get your star. It's all part of the overhauled organizational strategy and immersive gamesmanship of franchise mode. And don't worry, we're also giving you the additional trade slot you've been asking for. You can now engineer 4-for-4 trades and 8-player package in MLB The Show 26. Not to be lost amidst the trading logic overhaul are the massive upgrades to lineup and rotation logic in franchise mode. We've modernized batting orders and pitching rotations to reflect current MLB patterns and trends. No more speed-only leadoff men or bunt first
피칭
batters in
로테이션에
the
따라서
tool.
다르게
We're
할 수
also
있나?
now incorporating secondary positions into roster decisions. If your backup shortstop also plays well at the corners, there's no reason to waste him on the bench or diminish his trade value in a market saturated with shortstops. We're also getting much more realistic when it comes to bullpen burnout. No more abusing everyday relievers in franchise mode by literally making them pitch every day. Successful franchises need a well-rounded pitching staff, so you better balance your bullpen in MLB The Show 26. And speaking of protecting pitchers, we're also excited to introduce bullpen games.
bullpen
You
game.
can pitch complete games by committee. You can either choose when your squad plays a bullpen game or rely on the CPU to make the call in simulation mode. No matter whether you're a first-time GM or a legendary executive, you can shape the future of a franchise by making big moves in big moments in MLB The Show 26. See you on the field or at the winter meetings. creating and information you can get to
그것만 좀 확인하자. 트레이드 이거 위에 바 이거 사라졌나 좀 확인하자.
foundation.
사라진 것 같은데? 이거 이제 트레이드 감으로 때려 맞춰야 되나? 이거 원래 바 있어가지고 위에 왼쪽으로 좀 왔다 갔다 했는데 건어 핸더슨 안에 잠겨있네. 이게 언터처블이구나. 이거 푸차까지 괜찮다고? 게임 플레이 빼고 다 괜찮은 거임 그럼? RTTS하고 프랜차이즈는 시스템 잘 만든 건가? 아는가? 이제 비현실적인 대형 거래로 CPU를 속이는 일은 불가능합니다. 이 얘기를 그냥 직접 써왔네. 큰 결정을 내리기 위해 모든 정보가 필요할 거다. 샐러리 덤핑 이제 쉽게 안 할 거다. 안 될 거다. 리빌딩 모드에 있는 구단들은 젊은 자산을 원한다. 그런 거 통제 가능하다. 라이벌 관계까지 갖고 있네. 상대 GM들이 이제 멍청하지 않나봐. 같은 지구팀하고 트레이드가 잘 안 일어나잖아 실제로도. 그거 여기 있네. 이게 이제 마켓 규모 얘기죠. 선수 공급량에 따라 이게 또 달라진다고. 트레이드 블록도 영향을 주는 거네, 트레이드에. 아, 즉시 성사 트레이드 없다 이제. 아. 가짜 루머도 있어. 불펜 여러 명 사용해야 된다. 불펜 게임 도입은 전에 얘기를 했었죠. 아, CPU가 결정하도록 맡길 수 있구나. 본인이 직접 불펜 게임 하구나.
What's up, MLB The Show fans? Jessica Mendoza with you again for Fielding Feedback. You asked for more front office action, and Franchise Mode in MLB The Show 26 is delivering our most realistic, dynamic deal-making experience yet. For the rookies out there, Franchise Mode gives you the opportunity to run an MLB front office. You can streamline your reign as GM by customizing your level of participation in club staffing and player contract negotiations. And you can also extend your executive era with custom game entry by playing as few or as many moments throughout the season as you prefer. Choose when to take over the sticks for pivotal games without the need to play every inning. Buckle up, GMs.
이따 봐야겠구만.
We are sitting here today with senior game designer and product owner of Franchise,
Got it
Clayton
right.
Reed. How you doing?
Doing great.
이 사람들
Just realizing now that I'm sitting here.
앞에 인트로 나오는 거
last year as
모르고
well,
그냥
2
바로
years ago
인사했나
when my
본데?
Rangers won.
앞에 인사 부분
Somehow
잘렸다.
I wasn't brought on to do the stream, so there's a bit of conspiracy there. But again, I'm still in the World Series glow. Glad to be back for another year.
It's great to have you. We know that you and the whole team live and breathe Franchise. Is there anything you just want to kick off this stream talking about?
Yeah, I'll give a little PSA. Just say that, like everyone, all other games, we want our franchise mode to be the best. But we're not just saying that. We love franchise. Like for me, franchise mode is what I play. Tim's going to join us later. Franchise mode is what he loves to play. Our team's very passionate about it. And it's important to us not just as developers, but as fans. So we want the best experience possible for our fans.
I love that you touch on, you are equally a fan of the game, as is the
100%.
community. Tim is somebody who's come from the community. You've been here how many years now?
Again, we don't want to get into this. It'll age me, but I've been here a minute.
All right.
A minute.
Right, but you...
A long minute.
a long minute. But you've had that fandom carrying through. I know we've sat down with you the last couple of years, kind of refreshing the foundation of franchise mode, and now we're in a position where we kind of reap some of those benefits and what we're able to add to franchise. So if we want to kind of backpedal a little bit, what have we added and where are we going?
Right. So after our team took charge of franchise, we took a cycle or two to really get the foundation in place. We're talking trade metric, player metric, all these pieces to allow us to move forward. Since then, we've overhauled scouting and drafting. We've overhauled free agency. We've added custom game entry. And I'm going to talk about custom game entry for a minute just because, even when we do focus testing and research, we notice that there's people that don't realize that custom game entry is in there. And we think it's really important that people that want to play franchise, sometimes they're a little intimidated about the amount of games they can play it. So I'll talk about custom game entry again for 1 second here. You can customize the level of importance of games to come in. You can set the earliest inning you want to enter a game. You can choose to come in for individual player moments, noteworthy moments or not. It gives you a ton of flexibility. You don't have to play all 162 games, but you'll be there for the big moments. We want you to get through seasons. We want you to dig into the features that we've put, blood, sweat, and tears into.
For sure. And I know that, leads us all into one of the biggest features we've seen in franchise now that we're going to kick off, and it's the new trade system.
Yeah. All that said, the biggest part of the stream that we'll discuss is the new trade system that we built from scratch. The system's night and day when compared to the old system. Easily the best system we've had in the show. You can quote me on that. Not even scared. Not even close to anything that came before. So Rangers, trades, quote me.
There you have it. Yeah, Mackenzie Gore, my Nats, and your Rangers already
I know.
had a
We're
trade.
working deals out.
Yeah, we're
I
celebrating.
Like
It won't stop there. We're also going to sit down with Tim. We're going to talk about some of the new logic, some of the new bullpen logic, some bullpen games, and then of course, I know some
트레이드
people are
시스템
asking,
이야기.
what is streamlined franchise? We're going to dive into that today too. Really excited to get this going.
Carson, as you were saying, we're going to dive into all the different logic systems and overalls, including the whole new trade system, Clayton. But
Trade
kind
system.
of backing it up a little bit, as we're going through these new overhauls and systems and how we're tackling which piece of franchise for each dev cycle, what are some of the pillars that are upholding some of these decisions?
Yeah, that's a good word. We do take it to heart. We emphasize these pillars when we're trying to develop a feature. And the first one's depth. We want layers. We want real life components, as many as possible. we feel that gives a feature replayability. So that goes into, trade system, free agency, all these things. We want authenticity, realism, not only in how our fans engage with the mode, but how the CPU, what it does, how it behaves. We want that to be realistic as well. And we want to follow the current trends in baseball. You guys all know, I think everybody probably knows by now, I want a challenge in a mode. I always want a challenge. I want risk-reward elements. I want there to be strategy. I want stress. To me, stress equates to fun. So if we deliver a feature and it's not challenging and doesn't deliver stress, how can it be fun, right?
I'm glad you mentioned challenge, 'cause I feel like of all the people who I follow who play franchise religiously, they're always asking, make it harder. I want more challenge. I don't want this to be a cakewalk. So the fact that we're going to be building on that a little later with trade logic, I'm excited for them to find out.
And we'll touch on that a little bit. That came up from the
처음부터
community
트레이드
about
로직
trades,
이야기까지
and
하네.
obviously we take that to heart. And Fog of War with challenge, getting back to that, I always love Fog of War. People mock me, but I love a little Fog of War, a little
awesome.
misdirection. And then if we get, depth, authenticity, and challenge right, then we get immersion, right? We want you getting lost in our systems, enjoying the challenge. And then the last thing is accessibility. We want you to be able to enjoy our features at a higher level, but allow for a deeper dive. And we know it can be overwhelming to newcomers in franchise. There's so much to do in there, but we want them to enjoy it, even if they don't dive as deep in as like Tim or I do with franchise.
Right. Now, hearing about all these pillars, our fans have a little bit of background on what we kind of think about going into each development cycle. But you know what? Without further ado, let's talk trades.
All right, everyone's heard us talk about this new trade experience. Before we go live and make some trades ourselves, Clayton, let's dive into what this means.
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate, this trade logic is written from scratch. It's possible we were trying to stop the old trade system ship from sinking with duct tape and band-aids, but in order to move forward, we had to, abandon the old logic and start over.
Okay, so yeah, what does that mean? I know, realism is the pinnacle, but what can fans expect?
Yeah, I'm going to dig back into the pillars like we talked about. So for the trade system, the perspective of challenge, we felt like trading was too easy, which to me made it boring. It's not easy anymore, which
더 이상 쉽지 않을 거다.
I think you'll love, which I like. The community wants a challenge. We knew they wanted a challenge. They want, again, the risk-reward element. They want the chance that you may lose a trade,
이때까지 트레이드가 너무 쉬웠던 건 사실이니까.
Hand-holding visual that's going to tell you if a trade's been accepted or not. You have to gauge based on feedback and what, satisfies your rival GMs. And the CPU often is going to try to get the better of you in trade negotiations. So you have to be on your toes and pay attention to what's going on around the league.
In addition to creating all these new challenges for our fans to experience, let's also touch a little bit on the realism pillar. Some
위치가 저 둘하고 2대1 트레이드가 되는데 여전히 이상한 것 같은데 트레이드
so we
아닌가?
brought back pending offers, and with pending offers comes counter offers, because we wanted that back and forth in trade negotiations, which is real life. That's realism, right? There's a new dynamic trade block logic, which is appropriate for the different organizational strategies. If we talk trade packages, buyers want MLB ready talent. They want win now. Sellers want prospects. They want young MLB talent. And it's wise to be realistic about your team's outlook, when you're trying to fill your trade block.
4대 4다.
If you're a struggling team, you don't want to behave like a buyer.
Yeah,
per se,
sure.
and it may be counterintuitive to what you're trying to do from a trade perspective. There's new feedback system. The bar telling you if a trade is going to be accepted or not, that's gone. Opposing GMs will straight up tell you
유망주 패키지랑 바꾸는 건데.
and they'll let you know if a trade is offensive or if it's in the ballpark. Positional needs will guide you so far as org strategies for opposing teams, and rumors will sometimes let you know if a rival is about to steal someone on your trade targets or steal someone that's in a pending offer. And rival GMs will even mock you if you significantly overpay. They'll make fun of you.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, our fans can expect a new level of realism with this new trade hub.
As Carson was alluding to, we're going to have a new look at the trade hub and all the multi-dimensions around it. So can you walk us through what our fans can expect?
Yeah, and this all falls under the depth, right? So there's a new trade hub, a one-stop shop for everything trade-related. It is not the March-October trade hub. It's that, times 1,000. So
go.
it's exciting. We have expanded trade slots, 4 aside now. You can have up to 8 players.
이 루머로 시장을 파악을 해서 트레이드를 하는 소리 같거든. 시장 상황에 따라 트레이드 가치가 계속 바뀌어서
different kind of stand pats, and it kind of depends on farm rankings.
그렇게 정교하게 만들어졌을지 모르겠는데.
So the farm rankings will affect your organizational strategies. We have positional market sentiments. We have overall market sentiments, a buyer's market, or maybe it's a buyer's market at shortstop. And sometimes you can time it. If you want a shortstop, it's a buyer's market, and it's a positional buyer's market at shortstop. You can get a great deal if you time it that way. And then market sizes, they influence player trade values depending on market sentiment and organizational strategies. And then the big thing with market sizes is that, small markets they're not going to be able to acquire those long-term giant contracts. So I'm sorry to the Rays and Pirates. Juan Soto is not going to be coming to you unless maybe it's his walk year or walk year +1.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to make it feel more real than ever before. Like you said, like taking account for these walk years with these small market teams, or even just like the buyer and sellers markets between positions, you're going to have to really put on your GM hat to execute some of these trades.
100%. Timing is going to be crucial, this is all depth, right? The more depth, we want the realism, we want the depth, we want all these pieces in. We have untouchables, we have trade targets. Trade targets, you're basically telling other GMs that you're interested in this player, and then depending on their situations, you make it an offer from them. Like it's like passively pursuing these players.
Yeah.
We have new rumor logic with, of course, fog of war. Secondary positions, we're excited about this because secondary positions are factored into trades now, so the CP won't only be.
그러니까 세컨더리 포지션도 영향을 준다.
Not only going to be targeting.
그 이야기도 필드 피드백에 이미 있었는데.
Target players that play second base as a secondary position, right? Updated trade frequency.
예를 들어 유격수 포지션이 지금 시장에 영향 주고 있으면 세컨더리 포지션 유격수 들어가면 그게 영향이 간대.
This drives offers and it's incorporated into trade evaluations.
What I'm kind of hearing through this laundry list of details that we experience in real life with Major League Baseball, with the trade deadline, is now going to be incorporated
트레이드 로직
into
자체가 완전히
franchise at a level
재구성됐다네.
we have not seen before. Something I know our fans have
뜯어 고쳤다,
wanted,
처음부터.
and I can just
본인들이
see all
주장하게.
the tweets of them wanting to get their hands on this game as soon as possible.
I like how you say that because it's so important for us to get as much depth in as possible because that's what makes it interesting for us as people who love franchise. We get all these pieces in the depth, the challenge, the realism, and it all leads to immersion, right? And the back and forth nature of the pending trades and the counter offers, and it leads to stressful moments, the rumors, the misdirection. It's fun and it will suck you in. Like this is the most fun I've had playing franchise in a long time with all the the features in place, free agency, trading, scouting and drafting, all these things, and custom game entry.
Yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on it. We're going to be doing some trades live after this pre-record. But for now, I think it's time to go over to Tim and talk lineup logic.
It's time to bring on our heavy pinch hitter for the homer. Tim, welcome back to the feature premiere. Remind our fans, what do you do here?
Hey, I'm a game designer here on the show, and I've been here for about 4 or 5 years, and I'm coming in from cold and snowy upstate New York.
Well, it's rainy here in San Diego, and I hear when it rains, it pours, and we're going to be adding on to all the trade logic we were talking about with Clayton. Walk us through some of the lineup logic that's being added to franchise this year.
We are so excited to talk about lineup logic because this is something that we have had on our radar for quite some time. Lineups, like Clayton mentioned before, are part of our pillars, and we wanted to hit the realism part. So we did a lot of research, and in that research, there was a lot of new trends in baseball that we haven't replicated correctly. We wanted to fix that. So now you're going to see your best hitters hitting in the 2 or 3 hole, and that on-base percentage guy will be in the 1 spot. It doesn't matter anymore the position. We're not looking for the slap hitters, the speed guys. Now you'll see the Otanis, the Schwarbers, those guys hitting in that leadoff spot. Kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm hearing, more
좌상대 우상대 능력치 같이 표기해준다 위에.
are going into
UI
franchise,
바뀌었다.
which is super exciting. I know it doesn't stop there. We talk about depth. We talk about immersion. Tim, let's talk more about this.
프라이머리 세컨더리
when
같이
you talk about
표기해주고.
depth, one of the things for us is always to have that risk reward factor.
그리고 R 스틱으로 오펜스하고 디펜스 볼 수 있게
For our
해줬네.
depth, performance matters this year. So attributes are part of the package with the lineups, but performance in game and in previous seasons also come into play. If you had a player last year playing real MLB and their stats didn't really reflect their performance, the artificial GM may decide they're going to put them in a different spot in the order. As the season progresses, that dynamic attributes and performance will end up changing their performance on the field, moving their spot in the lineup. They can move up, they can move down, just like a real manager does in a baseball game.
And it doesn't stop there. I know I'm excited for the next change, which is the bullpen rotation logic and the addition of bullpen games, Tim. Talk us through it.
불펜 게임.
So in the last couple World Series, we've seen the bullpen games been a major part of the way the modern use of the bullpen is used. We have the openers that will start the game, they'll pitch an inning or two, and then somebody else will come in to finish off the game. Multiple innings will be pitched, and we wanted to reflect that in our game. So to do that, we have not only the user can utilize this, but the CPU will as well. And there's a few triggers that'll happen that'll cause it, just like real baseball. Short-term injuries can impact it. So if you had a starter that's missing a starter or two, you may see a bullpen game that'll occur. A lack of quality in the rotation. So if you don't have a starter that can handle the rigor of pitching at 5 to 6 innings in the Major League game anymore, you may see now a bullpen game occur. And if your starting pitcher, for whatever reason, has a long outing and their energy and stamina is down, you may see a bullpen game.
오, 아예 저 슬롯을 불펜 게임
we want to
슬롯으로.
move forward with, anything that the user can do, we want the CPU to do. And you'll see that in our new game this year with bullpen games.
And that leads even more to the realism, the immersion of the
드디어
franchise
롱릴리버가
experience.
일을 좀
Let's touch a
제대로
little bit
하겠네.
on depth. You kind of were already kind of going down that path, whether it's performance, whether it's starting pitcher energy.
이때까지 내가 생각했던 게 롱릴리버를 굳이 선발 같은 애를 저기에 둬야 되나 싶었는데.
So like I said, bullpen games are going to occur naturally. It's going to be a
그래서
part
최근에
of the
로키스
game
프랜차이즈
where
할 때
you'll see-
그냥
and user can do
롱릴리버에
this at any time. The user
스태미나
can, if they
35달이
want to
넣어놨단
have a
말이야.
bullpen game in the 4 spot, the 5 spot, they can set up the bullpen game themselves at any time. The CPU will use it whenever it makes sense for them, based on pitcher energy, a lack of depth, or maybe it's just that that's the best option that they have. And you'll see that, and the logic is working great. We're seeing some awesome outcomes with it. And this realism leads to more immersion in our game. And again, it's part of our pillars that we're looking for. And the CPU will even choose the opener based on the qualities that a real GM and real manager look for in an opener.
Yeah, what I'm hearing through, whether it's the trade logic overhaul, lineup logic, bullpen logic, we're just seeing the modern game now being accurately reflected in MLB The Show 26.
That's our whole idea. Everything that we're looking to do is to try to reflect.
근데 오픈은 확실히 빨리 도입을 했어야 되는 게 난 맞다고 보긴 해.
불펜
불펜 게임이야.
challenging.
Thank you, Tim, so much for joining us.
오래
Talking
했잖아.
about lineup and bullpen logic. Is there anything else you want the fans to know?
이런 전략을 사용을
One
하는지
thing that I'm
메이저리그
looking forward to
팀들.
showing everyone in the live stream is how lineups, bullpens, rotations are performance
그러니까
based
이제
this year,
프랜차이즈를
and you will see
진짜로
that
건드리기
will
시작을 한
evolve
것
naturally
같은데
through progression
이전에는
through
그냥
the season.
말로만 프랜차이즈 건든
Performance is going to
척하고.
matter here, so players can move up, down the lineup. They can even move in different spots in the rotation or in the bullpen.
Yeah, we will see it when we go live. Thanks again, Tim.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you once again, Tim, for joining us. I hope you're staying warm in upstate New York. But as we get ready of playing the game, anything else you'd like to say, Clayton?
Yeah, we'll save it for the live portion, but one of the big accessibility additions is streamlined franchise. We'll touch on that then, and then we'll get into some more fan request stuff that we've implemented as well, but we'll touch on that when we go live. And then we'll also touch on Yankees aging rotation, Tim's team, and how they'll probably use the bullpen game a lot.
All right, well, I'm excited to get our hands dirty. Let's get to it.
Hello, welcome back. We are live from San Diego studio. We are 14 days away from early access, Ashley.
That is 2 weeks from today. You just heard about how
라이브 아닌
we
것
built the
같은데.
trade logic system from the ground up. You got a sneak peek into the bullpen and lineup logic as well.
Yeah, before we dive into this live play, we'll be doing some trades with the franchise boys.
아니 나
Don't
뭐가
forget
라이브고
to
뭐가
watch
녹화인지
the
모르겠어
gameplay,
솔직히
road to
이제.
the show, and
옛날에는 그냥
presentation
처음부터
feature
끝까지 라이브로
that are on
했거든.
YouTube right now.
As Carson mentioned, from here on out, we're going to be talking all about the trades. We're going to dive a little bit deeper
아니
into
사람이
streamlined
테를 타진 않을
franchise.
거 아니야.
Reminder,
갑자기
we're
없던
all
사람이
about
생겨나진
the
않을
thoughts
거
in
아니야.
franchise and MLB The Show 26, that does not include
한명
the
화면
online
전화했다고.
franchise.
That's right. We'll be focusing on everything new in MLB 26. Twitch drops are active, so make sure you have your account.
트위치
synced.
드랍. 아이 개.
Three more MLB The Show 26 packs up for grabs.
아이.
That's 12 total if you've
야.
been watching every feature premiere.
I know I have been. I've been like waiting to like get my Twitch packs at the end of every stream. But without further ado, we are joined by senior game designer and product owner Clayton, as well as our
아
producer
트위치 안
Travis.
켜졌어. 드랍스 못 받았어 이 개.
Stream debut, Travis? Is it a stream debut?
아 모르겠다.
It's a big day.
켜면
A
뭐
lot of pressure.
몇 개 받겠죠?
Lot of pressure,
Are you a little
Travis.
nervous?
A little nervous.
That's
little,
okay.
little butterflies, but
오늘 좀 정신이 없어.
It means you care, you
Yeah.
know?
Travis gonna be great. He's gonna be great.
So yeah, I think you guys all saw in the pre-record we have a ton of great new features in MLB The Show 26. I think for the live portion we're going to dive in to the dev kit and start looking at what some of these new trades look like and go through a bunch of other fun stuff throughout this whole live portion.
Yeah, let's have some fun. Time to celebrate. I know Tim wishes he could be here. He's stuck in snowy upstate New York, but
Hopefully
he's
he's in
watching
the
at
chat.
home.
Yeah.
Jealous
Yeah,
that
we'll
he's
find
not
him.
here.
We're thinking of you, Tim.
Tim, type 1 if you're in chat.
All right, so before we dive too deep into the whole new trade system, I wanted to kind of set up a couple trades that typically will garner some counter offers because bringing back pending offers, bringing back the back and forth nature of trade negotiations, it was very important to us, and for us it adds a level of excitement, level of strategy and realism. So if we look at we're gonna dig into the trade hub a bit more later, but right now you can get a quick look at market sentiment, sellers market, bidding wars for right field and second base. But as my beloved Rangers, I set up a couple of trades here. One, trying to look for a prospect shortstop, Jet Williams. I maybe lowballed them a little bit with Berger and Peterson, and then looking for a closer, right? So was targeting Rodriguez, who was on the trade block, and again, slight probably underpay. And typically these kind of trades will garner a counteroffer because they're not going to accept these.
Right, and I think this is important for any of our fans to know. These are pending offers now, right? Like we're not getting the
Pending
instant
offers.
gratification of a trade that you guys might be familiar with. So there is that cat and mouse game. You're sending it across the fence. You're waiting to see what that team's going to say.
Exactly.
And hopefully get some counters.
Yeah, for sure. So you can see here, I looked at the MLB trade block. Randy Rodriguez has been placed on the block. So he's someone that I'm looking to acquire, but I don't want to pay more than I have to, right? So set up a couple trades here. We should be able to go into the calendar and then sim, and let's see if we get some counter offers.
So you touched on earlier, you're kind of lowballing a little bit. So what are you kind of
A little
expecting
bit.
to happen once you hear back from your trade partner?
Well, I think they're going to let me know how they feel about the offer, whether the value's there or not, whether any of these players are really meeting their needs, whether it's positional needs, or if they're selling, they probably want young MLB, they want prospects. Our TV is almost turning off here, so one second.
It's the beauty of doing everything live, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Never know what's
There
going to
we
happen.
go.
There it
Perfect.
is.
All right, so we're going to sim ahead a few days, and hopefully we see some counter offers and we get some of that back and forth nature. Okay, one day right off the hop. Okay, so the Giants, if we went back in and we looked at the trade block for the Giants, a position of need for them was right field, among other things. They didn't like my Jake Berger piece of that trade, I believe, is who it was. So they came back and they're literally, they're telling us, you can see here the fit wasn't quite right, but Brandon Nimmo is someone we're interested in, right? So they're straight up telling you a player they're interested in. So again, a very obvious hint, but it's something, you can work around. If you don't like this offer, you can maybe focus a different package on Nimmo, right? So we got that counter.
그러니까 이제 바로 트레이드가 안 되니까 한번 제안이 가면 역제안이 무조건 오나 봐.
Into what they're thinking, right?
우리 브랜든 니모 원하는데 이런 식으로.
Another counter offer. And you can see that some decisions are made sooner than later.
Right.
Some teams take longer to get back. Same thing here. Oh, they're after Jung. So Milwaukee, if we go back to the trade block again,
이것도
which
마찬가지.
we can do in a minute, you'll see that they're looking for a third baseman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Josh Jung was on my trade block, and so they came back and countered it with a trade that met their needs and that they deem is fair. Although the CPU, more often than not, will try and game you a little bit.
그러니까
and
전에
give you
이거는
extra
제시했던
value.
계약이 조금
gamed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
근접하긴 했는데 우린 이쪽 제안이 더 나을 것 같아 하면서 역제안 또
Where are
걸고.
the Giants up there?
There you go.
So the Giants were looking for a left fielder actually, but Nimmo, and this is another piece of it, right? Typically in the past, with the trade logic, they'd only be looking at primary positions. But Nimmo has secondary left field, so they know that Nimmo can fit their need in left field. So that's why they added him to the package. It's going to improve enough their left field position that it's someone that they're after.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was one of like the bigger points of our fielding feedback that came out earlier this morning that fans are kind of latching to. It's not just the primary positions, whether it's us, whether it's the CPU. Your secondary positions matter just as much.
Exactly, and that was important for us.
Yeah.
You know, we felt the old trade logic was limited to primary positions. We didn't want that to be. Same thing when we get into lineup logic. We really hone in on secondary
이건 잘하긴
positions to
했다.
fill
기존 트레이드 로직은
as well.
선수의 주 포지션으로만 가치를 따졌는데
Make it feel as real as possible.
세컨더리
as I mentioned before,
포지션도
the Brewers, you know,
같이
they're
반영이 된다는
seeking
소리니까.
First base, third base, center field. So obviously Josh.
이 말은 즉슨 유틸리티 플레이어의 가치가 올라간다는 거지.
We're happy giving a counter offer for that.
Yeah, very cool.
So Colin, I'm going to set something up here.
Go back to the main cam.
Yeah, go back to the main cam.
Hey,
Perfect.
As Clayton's kind of setting everything up, Travis, what is something that you're most looking forward to about franchise this year?
Oh, I'm just so excited for our team that, you know, with such a small dev cycle, it's kind of tough to get everything in that we wanted to. But I feel like the trades are more true to life, and that's what we really want. You know, we want that reactive trades, and we want it to be fun, and we want it to be realistic. That's what we're striving for.
Right.
We always do as much as we can.
We do as much as we can, and it's
And you know, it's built on it's been years in the making, right? Like
Right.
we talked about in the pre-record, but it's like, you know, you had the free agency stuff, you had the scouting stuff for the draft,
Exactly.
and now we're at trades.
each step is like a foundational step to like improve it as a whole, and
Yeah.
we, you know, each year we're just try to improve it.
And I'm going to keep
Yeah.
hounding on custom game entry. Custom game entry is there. You can set up the inning you come in, the level of importance you can come in, player highlight moments, all that stuff. So remember, custom game entry is there. So, all right.
Back to
now
the
what I
dev
want to
kit.
do is I just want to, we're just going to sim. We're on 30-team control.
All right.
Everything's on automatic. We just want to look at trades that come up and celebrate the trade system here. Talk about the trades and see what happens. We ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to sim through March. Typically April and May, just like in real life, will be quieter months for trades. But we'll see if we get one in April.
근데 커스텀 게임 엔트리 같은 경우에는
Already
비슷하지
we got one.
않았나?
Oh, okay.
All right. So the D-backs trade.
이전 짝이랑 이거 비교를 해봐야 되나?
AJ Puck 78 overall. All right. Cubs are already buyers.
Yeah.
어떤 상황에 맞춰서
Let's take this back a little bit.
And so the D-backs again, you're looking
그러니까
for,
시뮬레이션을 하다가 특정
young,
상황에 맞춰서 게임 플레이를 하는
years
형식인데
old.
좋긴 하더라고.
Good
25에도
trade.
있어서 해봤는데.
Some of our D-backs fans are bummed. Sorry guys.
They're selling
좀
already.
해봐야겠는데.
Maybe a small seller early in the season. All right, so one in April. Another one. Who we
All
got
right.
here?
All right.
Stevenson. Marlins look like small buyers. Going after a catcher. 286, 4 homers start the year. Nice. And again, another young starting
Yeah.
pitcher. See potential, but 64 OVR, 22 years old. He can grow into
Yeah.
maybe a back of the rotation starter. We'll see here.
Yeah, try to get another arm. Yeah, remember this is the first look at Franchise and MLB The Show 26 live. We are 2 weeks away from early access. It's going
Ooh,
quick.
speaking of my White Sox,
Uh-oh.
trading away Lamont Wade
There
Jr.
we
go.
Okay.
How do you feel about that,
Selling a little
Ashley?
bit here.
I mean, you know,
Actually, I didn't know you were a White Sox fan.
you didn't know that? I
Condolences.
feel like I'm making my whole personality.
Condolences.
Whoa. On the up and up again.
This is news to me.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. Here we go. My Rangers
There you
already
go.
selling. Can we restart so my Rangers can be buyers? No, it's okay. DeGrom, a big trade.
Wow.
Now, here you'll see. Okay, so the Marlins typically wouldn't be buyers for someone
아이와
with DeGrom's
캐트가
stature with
제가
his
유망주지.
AAV, but if it's your walk year or walk year plus one, you know, some of these small
디그롬이
market teams can
90이구나.
take a shot at some of these expensive star players, you know, that would typically be out of reach. So
37살이어가지고
DeGrom
가치가
going to
낮긴
the
할
Marlins.
거예요.
The Marlins are.
저 오버를 금방
Hey,
떨구거든.
let's get Steven in
37이면.
here. This is pretty exciting.
I'll take this B prospect, 20-year-old shortstop. All right. He's got a reliever and a starter. Rangers are rebuilding already.
How do you feel about that?
It could be the White Sox. You know?
Whoa.
Hey, shots fired.
Shots fired.
All right, we're heating up here. Nathaniel Lowe, the Marlins are literally going crazy.
There he is.
Steven has walked in with his Marlins hat.
A lot of Marlins action.
If only this was real life, right? Daniel Lowe in the
내일로
first base position, looking for some
아
bats.
최소한봉이라고
Again,
그런가?
another prospect
영주를
on the
받아오긴
Marlins'
하네.
way. The Marlins are just unloading prospects.
Yeah, they must be rattling off quite a few wins here, huh, Clayton?
I got to say, this is typically more trades than I would see in May, so very interesting. All right, we're going through May here. All right, into June now. Should start picking up again.
There we go.
We got 2 trades on the same day. I like this where
아이단
you
밀러.
can kind of paginate over, which is kind of neat there, the little R1L1. All right, so what do we got here? Big prospect going to the Giants. Giants are clearly selling. I might cough. Chappy, take over. Chapman
Giants,
on the move.
We do see Webb going a lot. We see
Aiden
that-
Miller. Look at this guy.
에이더 밀러가
First round
얘가
pick
가치가 좀
2023.
높긴 할 거야. 최고 유망주라.
Interesting. Chapman.
필라.
Aiden Miller.
See, now here's
What
the
time
case
Pine?
with 5 years remaining, right? The Phillies are willing to take on
Right.
their
That
big
contract.
market team, tier 1, tier 2 type team. They're willing to take on that big money over 5 years.
Yeah, market size definitely matters when teams are going for players and money and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
All
which
these
is
factors
Building
going
the
into it,
building the
right.
bullpen as well. And then we have Phillies again, improving the catcher position, moving another top prospect.
We have a little arms race here in the NL East.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to say it because our fans noticed it earlier today. 4 players, one way going. That's new to this year.
Let's take a look at the standings here.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on with the Phillies and Marlins. Look at this.
Okay.
They're going for it.
Marlins in the wild card hunt, but the Phillies are a machine
kinda running away,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah. And on wild card. Marlins still have some work to do despite their trades. Let's go Marlins. I'm cheering for the Marlins.
Yeah.
Everyone loves an
they're
underdog.
buying in. I love it.
Yeah.
Rooting for Steven.
All right, we'll keep moving through June here. Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh,
Really?
this
This is
is
a
Another
player that
big
he,
trade.
hey, when I play, this is the guy I target. I
Yeah,
like
big
his
Christmas.
power. I like his right field. He's got a big arm. He's got big power. This is a trade that I have made a few times while simming.
There you
I
go.
like the power bat. So
아
Nimmo's
그럼
on the
이거
move
어떻게
to
추측을 할 수가
Baltimore.
있지?
Higashioka,
트레이드가
I'm a big fan of his actually. So
서로 가치가 맞는지 안 맞는지 어떻게 할 수 있지?
Martin will help out the bullpen.
So another 4 for 3 here,
Look
adding
at
that
Noel.
extra fourth
Yeah,
slot.
I know. Look at Mayo. I know Mayo. They're waiting for him to bust out, but he's gonna break out with the Rangers.
He's a big MLB The Show
Yeah,
fan.
I
위에
think
그
so.
바가
He's been
없었어.
by the studio
Does he
before.
play?
Shout out
Yeah.
Kobe.
Very cool.
I'm a fan of this trade. I never like rebuilding, but I'll take it. Good luck, Baltimore.
진짜 힌트가
that's
루머하고
Yankees.
뭐 트레이드 블락 상황밖에 없는 건가?
They're
너무
buying
어렵지
as the
않나?
Giants
Yeah,
continue to
Giants.
sell,
Ruin-
something we've been
Oh, man.
monitoring.
Tim's probably in the chat. Doesn't want to trade his prospect here, but they got Adames, so not a bad trade.
And then there's a question in chat we kind of touched on earlier, but in case they joined in late, not every single trade is going to be automatic because we have pending offers now this year.
No trade's automatic, actually. There's always going to be a period of time while the team's assessing the trades, maybe waiting for different offers, reaching out to other teams. So nothing's going to be immediate.
Right.
Yeah.
And keep
Send
in
the
mind,
offer and-
this save file, we have access to all 30 teams right now, and
Yeah.
we're just letting trades run through, right?
Exactly.
Correct.
Normally, listen, if you weren't on 30-team control, you would see the block.
샐러리 덤핑이 좀 어려워질 수도 있겠다는 생각이 드네.
But we have 30-team control and everything's set to automatic.
OTP에서
This is
샐러리
literally
덤핑이
all
어렵거든요.
trades,
Yes.
Yep, we're seeing the logic in action.
Yeah.
All right,
Enrique
Griffin
Bradfield, huge
Jacks.
MLB The Show fan.
Baltimore. All right, so we have an arms race between somehow the Marlins and Yankees, Baltimore, and Phillies right now. Is what I'm
Right? The
seeing.
East is heating up.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
And then I'm seeing some questions. What about the trade deadline, Clayton? What does that mean? Do you got to get those offers in before the deadline?
네, FA 시장
Well,
얘기가
like
없네.
anything,
트레이드
on
이야기만
the
있네.
day, on the
그것도
deadline
좀
day, no more trades.
모르겠다.
So yeah, that's the nature of it.
Oh, this one's interesting. You have Basai
사이오예요?
in real life signed a huge extension in the middle of last year.
이건
the Twins
트윈스가
are
더
able to
용놈인데요?
send over one of their better pitchers to kind of get that length. from
오버의
Basai right
바사요는
here.
좀
This is interesting.
This is very
trade.
interesting.
Baltimore's really going for it.
They really are.
A lot of action. Baltimore side.
21 years old. Bailey Ober. All right, Orioles.
26 is their year. Shout out Mills.
All right, we're into July. Things could pick up even more now. We'll see. All right.
헤이드 알렉마시.
Hader to the Royals. Royals are making a little push here. Actually, this is almost like a win.
이건 비슷비슷하다.
But
That's pretty even.
That is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one that feels a need for
Filling
both
in
teams.
positional
근데
needs.
마시가도 같이 있을 것 같은데.
So we're working our way to the All-Star
Two
game
trades
here.
today.
Another trade.
The Padres making a move, getting Diaz for first base for young pitcher. Cedric Mullins to the D-backs. They've changed course maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit buyer. Their season's turned around. Waldschmidt.
As we are making our way through the season with the trades, we are answering whatever questions we can live. So if you have them, put them in the YouTube chat, put them in the Twitch chat. We will try to get to them. I know Colin's always on deck, kind of answering or asking the questions when we can. So if you have them, put them in the chat, and we'll hopefully answer them as quickly as possible.
Willie Castro. One of
Ooh.
my, I just did a small rebuild with the Rangers. Willie
로건
Castro's one
앤더슨이
of my favorites
누군데?
'cause look at all the positions he can play.
Yeah.
He's a good player. and he
He's
can-
our Diamond Dynasty fans' favorites
he's
as
a
well.
Super utility.
로건 앤더슨이
Great
누군데 윌리
pickup by
카스트로랑
the
바꿔.
Brewers there. Can play anywhere. Logan Henderson, another young pitcher. All right, we're approaching the deadline.
Ooh, my White
Here we
Sox.
go.
Eric Fetty, they flip him once again. They flipped him a couple years ago.
X-Nat.
Right, Austin Hayes as well. This is something that I do expect at the trade deadline, both of those guys being flipped for a couple prospects in return.
Actually,
Regrettably, of
bang
course.
on with that.
Accuracy.
Big trade. So here we
Oh,
go.
Oh,
4대4다.
4 slots, like we mentioned before, the 4 slots piece. This is the max trade.
맥스
8
클라하고
players.
제이스
Max
형
Clark,
들어갔다.
Huge prospect going to Cincinnati. Detroit.
신세니티 레즈는 그냥
Suarez.
유망주 패키지 받아오겠다는 소리네 이건.
2 bullpen pieces. Wow.
수아레즈하고 게러뎀슨
love
내주고.
it is. Josh's younger brother there.
아니.
Reds.
파간.
Max Clark,
On the
top
move.
prospect.
Yeah.
First rounder 2023 again. Unreal.
Our
All
fans
right.
are digging this one.
Yeah, that's a banger right there.
3 for 3.
Oh.
Look at these.
Oh, 됐네, 이건.
confetti.
The Orioles. Blockbuster
on.
trade. Drew Rasmussen. Gavin Lux. He was on my Ranger rebuild too.
He
This
was.
guy is, and we'll get into platoon hitting as well, but he was.
Former top
he
prospect.
뭐야,
would,
럭스
obviously
우상도 왜 이렇게 잘 쳐?
Against righties all the time for me at second base. So he's a good platoon bat for sure.
Yeah.
Dylan Beaver's going back. He's headlining Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
B prospect. Already solid contact.
이거는 비버스 아니 그
24 years old.
라스무슨이
Orioles.
저렇게 같이
Arms
가봤나?
race. Loving
Seriously.
it.
Right.
Going nuts.
Going
이상한데?
all in.
Pirates even throwing their
Caratini.
hat in the ring here. Caratini.
유망주 애들이
in the
약간
catcher position. 2 trades here. Shocker, that's the Orioles. Orioles and Brewers, they're both going
Wow.
for it. Interesting. This is an interesting trade. Gary Sanchez. Triple McGill. Look at that. What a solid bullpen piece.
Yeah.
80 OVR.
Orioles are
25
absolutely
saves already.
loading up.
1.91 ERA. Unbelievable. Seems to me the Brewers may have pivoted somewhat.
A little
Although
bit.
they get a serviceable starting pitcher and a top prospect.
Yes.
Very cool trade.
Can't help but notice the Marlins have cooled off a little bit. They got their
Yeah,
We're gonna
right.
check. We're gonna see where they are
Yeah.
in
I have a
the wild
suspicion.
card race. Yeah.
Right.
Might
Peterson.
have dropped.
Cubs are back
Continue
at
buying.
it. Devin Williams, one of Tim Barnes' favorites. He's gonna miss Devin Williams this year.
저거는 투수 패키지라서 유망주 요구할 만하고.
Here we
Oh.
go.
Seager.
You know what?
Christian
Again, Christian Campbell is someone that was part of my rebuild as well.
와 크리스티안 캠벨이다.
We
Seager,
traded
though. That's
Seager.
pretty
와
big.
유망주 패키지 받아왔네.
Something.
And Nate Eovaldi.
시구하고 이볼디하고 스포츠 다 넘겼네.
Red Sox.
All right, so Eovaldi again. He's in that walk year plus 1.
Yep.
Spores bullpen piece. Seager, I don't like to see him go, but he is 31. 6 years remaining, big contract. If you can get Christian,
get Christian back,
Campbell
yeah.
and 2 other top 100 prospects in the game, let's go Rangers. What a smart move. What a smart move.
So again, you see the Red Sox taking on that big contract.
And
Maybe
Brewers
a smaller
have
market
clearly
team wouldn't do
pivoted. Yeah,
that.
Brewers have
Right.
clearly pivoted. They're selling Woodruff. Walk here for Woodruff. Big contract, but the Padres are strengthening their rotation. So some cool trades there.
No, it's a
Trade
trade deadline.
deadline day. 3 trades here. Another big one. 8-player trade.
완더스웨로 살아있었네.
Push.
메이저리그 없는 줄.
Mets pick up
Christian
Yelich.
Yelich.
Wow.
Brewers really are selling.
Getting
Big
rid of
벌써
everyone.
25에서는 옐리치 어떻게든 못 넘겨가지고 안달이던데 브루어스
Yeah,
애들.
we'll go over there right after
Check
this.
that.
Jonah Tong. Heading back to
조나턴.
the A's.
Severino to the Mets. Bullpen piece.
Aaron Savali, White Sox legend.
Yeah.
All right.
White Sox legend.
So there we have it. We can't control how many trades happen on certain
다
days.
진
Sometimes,
건가
honestly, trade
모르겠다.
deadline I've seen up to like 10.
아, 이
11
컴퓨터
trades in a
애들끼리는
day.
트레이드할 때 원래
Exciting.
저랬던 것
Let's check
같기도
out
하고.
the standings now. We'll see
Yes.
where we're at. Where do we think the Marlins are at?
I'm scared to look.
They've,
I'm
dropped
scared to
off.
say.
Look
you
at the
know?
Orioles with all their acquisitions. They're still look like in the wild card.
They're
hunt.
pushing
Red
right
Sox.
there.
Red Sox
Sox.
there,
Red Sox
and
up
they
there.
and they added Seager. Tim, your Yankees, come on.
I'm curious, where are the Brewers? They have to be somewhere near the bottom, given all that
Let's
they've
look at the
been
wild
giving
card
up.
quick here.
There we go.
Orioles firmly in the wild card though.
Yeah.
Yankees as well. Astros. They were all buying.
Mm-hmm.
Tigers as well. They had that one
did.
trade.
Gave up Max Clark for it.
They did, but they're
One
in the
game
mix.
back. Yeah, they're
still
right
on
there.
the hunt.
Nope.
We go with the NL Phillies.
Phillies
Cooled off
keep
a little
running.
bit,
Yeah.
but ooh, the Marlins.
They're still hanging around.
They are. We'll take a look at the wild card stand. Cubs, solid. Look at the Pirates. What's that rookie's name?
Connor Griffin.
Oh, he's probably making a difference.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Hey.
freaking Dodgers.
Conor
Bye. We
Griffin.
don't talk. Travis is a Dodgers fan.
코너
All
그리피는
right, Padres,
얹어쳐버리겠지.
D-backs. Oh, there you go. D-backs in the mix.
Right.
The Brewers fell off. Marlins 4 games back. Come on, Marlins. Still
Yeah.
cheering for you.
Brewers under 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brewers made a business decision there at the deadline.
They did.
Just
All right.
Yeah.
So we want to do a
Selling
run
everyone.
there to show you all the trades that happened up to the trade deadline. Colin, I'm going to set something up here.
go main cam.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. But hopefully we like those trades. I thought there were some very interesting trades.
There's some
I like,
very interesting
It's
ones.
fun seeing like the 4 for 4, the 4 for 3, the mega
Right.
trades happening out there. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
When it pops up on the screen, you're like, whoa. A lot of guys are moving.
Yeah. Some emotions here too, especially when your Rangers popped up.
Oh,
You
Seager.
know,
Unexpected sellers.
I didn't like moving Seager,
Yeah.
Eovaldi, but do you see what they got for
Yeah.
him? Wow, what a haul. Impressive.
I still
Almost
miss
as
Seager.
if I was GM. You know?
There you go.
I see. I see.
I still miss Seager, and it's been years.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
True. All right, so I'm going to set something up for a solo run now with, naturally, my Rangers.
Of course.
Okay.
We'd be
But,
worried if it wasn't.
Yeah, give me a minute here.
So this will look a little different. Instead of the 30 teams, we're just going to be locked
Owning
in on
in.
the Rangers. We're going to be making decisions, making offers,
Yeah.
trying to
I'm gonna set-
maybe we'll buy instead of sell like the CPU did.
Well,
Oh, there you go.
we could.
Flipping on its side.
Again, it behooves you to like listen to your team and your standings, and if you have a realistic shot at the playoffs.
Sure.
And again, listen to the market
Listen to the
sentiment. We'll
market.
dig into all these pieces.
We have to be
But-
reactionary, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna set everything to
Chose.
auto except trades, and then we'll jump in and we'll see. We'll dig into the Rangers here. All right, Colin, we're ready here.
All right.
Let's hit the dev kit.
Cool. So once again, we're now single team focused.
New save
Yeah.
file.
Now, before we dig into the trade hub, let's talk pitching rotation.
Yes.
불펜
Let's
게임.
talk bullpen game.
And we touched on some of this in the pre-record, but the
와,
additional
근데
bullpen
저
game
아예
is
컴퓨터도 저렇게 정해져 있네.
easier for
5번
some
불펜
teams,
게임.
especially when injuries pop up and
Angels.
stuff like that, right?
Right. So as Tim alluded to, obviously we want realism, we want modern trends, you know, and obviously the bullpen game is one of those modern trends. Where are my notes on the bullpen game here?
이런 거 약간 시스템 이상하게 만들었으면 불펜 게임 나만 하고 있고 컴퓨터는 절대 안 하고 그럴 수도 있거든.
It's deemed that they don't have a quality enough fifth starter.
아니,
Right, so
얘는
they're
그건
right off the
고쳤나?
top, opening day, they're
오타니
running the
등판
bullpen.
날에 오타니 타격 안 하던데.
You can have the bullpen
just
game in any
상대해보니까.
slot. It doesn't have to be in the fifth slot. Oh, I don't control them. So
그것 좀 고치지.
But you can move it
Right.
to the second
CPA
slot,
did that.
third slot, what have you. Stevenson is their opener. You can switch your opener at any time.
Yeah.
You know, and bullpen games, modern game, realism. That's what we like to see. And the CPU's doing it naturally for the Angels, which is an interesting, something we didn't expect all the time. But basically, so lack of quality. That's the deal with the Angels here. Sorry, Matt on our team, big Angels fan. Sorry, you don't have enough good starting pitchers. Short-term injuries, fatigue with some pitchers in the rotation. That'll trigger, you know, the CPU to automatically do a bullpen game. Now, if you have a bullpen game, but your rotation, the pitchers can pitch, like say there's a day off and they can get regular rest, then the bullpen game will be skipped. So it's another little realistic fact in there.
So Travis, this will also be, the computer will be able to do it for you if you need to. But
Correct.
you can
This
always step in and make your own
Right,
decision.
you can step in and make your choice. This is a CPU controlled team, but correct. This start of the season, Angels, typically we see bullpen games to start. Yeah.
Yeah, I was play testing this a little bit, and it's fun, like setting up the bullpen game, deciding who your opener is going to be and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing some chatter about some questions regarding regression. We will get to regression in a little bit. Hang tight. We will answer your question. Right now, we're going a little bit in bullpen logic, and we also have some new lineup logic as well, Clayton.
That's true, but I mean, you didn't mention regression. I'm happy
All
to
right,
talk
if you want to
about
go
it
into
now.
it, let's do it now.
Okay, I think like the rest of you out there, the community, it wasn't fun having like an aging all-star who was still playing at an all-star level just literally
근데
fall
진짜 이
off the
사람들이
cliff,
발표한 것처럼
So we've updated regression logic.
진짜 여러 가지
If an aging
개선돼서
player
나오면
past his peak, if he's still playing at or
난
above
DD는 발표 안 해서
his expected level,
보류한다고 치고
then his regression is going to be
평가는.
much slower than it ever has before.
이거
So
오프라인
you'll see these guys,
게임에서는
these all-stars, these top
역대
players
최고일
are
수도
still
있겠다.
playing well.
이번 짝이
They're gonna
잘하면.
age more gracefully. They're not going to fall off a cliff.
RTTS 개선 잘 됐고
So,
프랜차이즈도
yeah, that's
개선
the
잘 된 것
logic that's in as well.
같은데?
So
Okay.
hopefully that answers
만약에
that
트레이드
question.
로직이
And
진짜
that'll
제대로
pertain to those higher tier.
새롭게 뜯어 고친 트레이드 로직이 잘 작동을
Anybody
한다면
really though, and Trey, you can touch on too.
Right, it's all players, but it's especially noticeable with the top tier players, the all stars, and they just all of a sudden hit a certain age and then just drop way off. We don't want to see that. If they're still playing at a good level, they'll continue.
Yeah, I mean, if your peak is a C potential, B potential player, and you're playing at or above that, they'll still regress more slowly, but it's more noticeable.
어차피 뭐 엔진이나 그래픽 같은 거 뜯어 고칠 능력도 없는 것 같은데.
Whoa.
이걸로 승부 이런 걸로 승부 봐야 돼?
Fair.
But understand
This
what
regression
point
is
taken.
protecting, right? So if he's playing at all-star level, much more graceful.
시스템으로 승부 봐야지 뭐 어쩌겠어.
With a
Take it.
beautiful end
It
to
just
his
won't end
career.
like that. Yeah.
There we
for
go.
sure.
Exactly.
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yes.
Now, since we have the rotation screen, the bullpen here, there is new bullpen logic. I think Tim touched on it, but let's dig into it a bit more. The new logic, it basically looks.
아, 지금 이야기하고 있는 게
Like a
그거였어요?
lot of times, even with closers, if they haven't pitched in 3-4 days, they're gonna throw them out there for an inning and get some work.
예를 들어 나이 많은 선수가
They wanna give them some action.
경기력이 아무리 좋아도
Even a game where it's not
나이가 많기 때문에 능력치가 진짜
that logic's in there.
미친 듯이 떨어졌거든요.
We look at
근데 이제 경기력
pitcher
기반을
usage over,
한다네.
like, the previous 10
그럼
days,
노세아가?
pitches thrown, how much
경기력이
energy.
괜찮으면 노세아가 좀
The
덜한가 봐.
logic is much more in tune to like high leverage situations, so like setup men, closers. Typically they'll come in more.
그래서
high leverage
벌렌더 맨날 첫
situations.
시즌에
They might be
은퇴하거든.
like 7th or 8th inning.
이전에
Depends.
프랜차이즈 해보면.
Whoa, situation of the game. Stutter McGee over here.
But that's something we
근데
are
만약에
seeing
벌렌더가
in
계속
real
좋은
life, Major
퍼포먼스
League Baseball,
보여주면
is your
진짜
closer
실제처럼
isn't
그 아저씨
always
계속
coming
남는
in in the
거야.
9th inning. It's whatever that highest leverage situation is. If it is in the 7th inning, that's where you're going to see your
벌렌더
highest
맨날
leverage.
능력치 반토막 나.
Yeah, it's modern trends, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, sometimes you'll have a set closer, then you have another guy designated as this. If there's a
Your high
fire that
leverage
needs to be
guy.
put
Right.
out earlier in the game, he'll come in, right?
Yeah.
And then the reliever selection overall looks at skill, looks at usage, looks at season workload, how much rest, obviously handedness matchup, and then again the high-low role as far as reliever leverage
Right.
for reliever. Yeah,
Yes.
So all that bullpen logic should just be more modern, smarter.
exactly. Yeah,
And that
for sure.
transitions us well into lineup logic, where it's very similar. We're going to see guys with the highest OBP at the top of the lineup, while those who have better slugging, they're going to be more toward in the middle of the lineup.
Exactly. Tim touched on it. Best hitters will be batting 1, 2, 3. Typically on base percentage guy, lead off. Your best hitters in the 2-hole, and then typically you get the power guy 3, 4,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. And we try and obviously get some splits in handedness. We don't want to stack a lineup all righties or all lefties. So we try to. There's logic in there to where it can, get some variance in handedness. But there are hitters now. Some righties can crush righties.
Yeah.
Some lefties can crush lefties. So it depends on their attributes and again performance. So lineup logic as well. Modern trends like we've been talking about. And then the lineups are dynamic, right? So it's performance based. It's about attribute progression and regression, and then it's roster composition. You make trades. You call guys up, send guys down. There's going to be some shuffling of the lineup, and it's going to try to optimize it. Defense and secondary positions matter. Like we touched on before, secondary positions are a big thing with lineups now. We're not just looking at primary positions. The best players will play if they can fit in the lineup. And then someone may have a slightly better bat, but if they're significantly better defensively, they're going to go in because it's even more advantageous, than a slightly better bat. Someone that can, crush it from a defensive perspective. They're going to get in the lineup.
Yeah.
CPU lineups will be optimized. They're no longer just subbing in a player. Those lineups will be optimized. And then to start a season, it's basically, we have like 3-year weighted war, and the weighted stats will go into it. We kind of leverage team needs, so it's about, attributes, weighted stats, performance. And so that's everything that goes into lineups.
Yeah, so as our fans have been hearing, we have new bullpen logic, we have new lineup logic. I know we still want to touch on Streamline Franchise to end this live, so appreciate you all sticking with us. One last question before we move on. I saw it asked in the Twitch chat. When do you decide to do a bullpen game? It looks like the user is in control of that, while the CPU is going to kind of do it depending on where they are with which starter.
Right, CPU will do it, if there's fatigue, lack of energy, maybe short-term injury. Say a guy's out for a week and not long enough to put him on the IL, or what was the other situation? Or just not enough calls, just like we saw at the Angels.
Starts,
Yeah. So those are the cases. As a user, you probably look at the same thing. Maybe you overtaxed a few starters. Maybe you have a short-term injury. Maybe you just don't love your 5th starter, 4th starter, or whatever.
And you have a good bullpen
game. Exactly.
Right.
Especially
if you have a better
bullpen.
bullpen, might as well use it.
Yeah. That's what I was doing in some of my Sims too. And in my rebuild, I was like stacking my bullpen because I couldn't get enough quality pitchers at the start of it, and I was just running bullpen games, which is kind of fun, to be honest.
Make it work.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice little wrinkle, but that is the new logic introduced in Franchise. We are excited for you all to experience this for yourself just 2 weeks from today with the Digital Deluxe Edition for early access. But we wanted to end this stream talking about Streamline Franchise, Travis. So I'll hand it off to you.
Sure, yeah. Streamlined, it's all about accessibility. Like Clayton talked about their pillars. We want, more accessible, easier onboarding. Franchise can be difficult to manage. It's a beast. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of levers to pull. Can be overwhelming at times. So we wanted to have like a simplified experience to, default you to more manageable day-to-day pieces. It's a very tailored experience, and it kind of guides you into that experience. And it's it's more of that onboarding experience as well.
So it makes it less daunting for, we know that we have our fans that love getting into the weeds with their franchise. This is for the more casual franchise fan.
Correct.
No, guys, I'm going to interrupt because we're not ready to go Streamlined yet.
Oh.
We still have to do Trade Hub. We got to dig in a bunch of stuff here with my Rangers.
That's right.
All right, let's do it.
Then
Let's do it right
back
now.
in the
That's
Streamlined.
okay. We're getting a little long over here. Just want to make sure we're
covering.
covering.
Travi a curveball there.
Yeah.
Travi's like, where's my visual? All right, so we're going to dig in here. I sinned a little bit ahead, but I want to get into the Trade Hub. Let's get into all the pieces of it. Right away when you hop in, again, market sentiment, seller's market, bidding wars for closing pitchers, but there's an abundance of starting pitchers, right? So could be bargains for starting pitchers. We give you a little guidance down there. If you're not getting any pending offers, load up your trade block. I'm Texas, so my Texas trade block, and then fill out my trade targets and fill positions.
Right.
Rumors, again, we mentioned fog of war. Some of these are real, some of these are
루머다.
not. Just
트레이드 루머.
if you're online scouring all the gossip out
이게
there.
또 트레이드 시장 영향을
Some of
주네.
the White Sox involved in a rumor potentially.
what's true and what's
White
not?
Sox could use an upgrade. Well, that's
All right.
Got
Listen.
it.
that goes without saying at any position. But anyway.
Right. Got to decipher the real ones from
Yeah.
the false
So we'll
ones.
dig in here. We're gonna load up the trade block here.
All right.
All right. So who should we put on the block, guys? I'm putting Nimmo.
Yeah.
I'm putting
Nimmo.
Garcia.
So the Giants are still interested in Nimmo?
I'm not putting Seager, but I'll put DeGrom.
Wow.
We'll see if someone still tries to get Seager. I'm putting Berger. Spores.
Also White Sox legend.
다 올리네.
Josh Smith. I like Josh Smith. Very versatile, but I'll put him on the block.
트레이드 어떻게
How
돌아가나
many players can you
보여주려고.
put on the block?
With 20 players.
그만놓고 잠겨있네. 탐유망조라.
Let's
So-
see. Zeke.
세바스티안
If
올
you're
거.
looking to clean house,
I was about to say.
That's-
Yeah.
yeah.
load it up.
이거 탐유망주들도
As you can see here,
잠가 두겠네. 그러면
Sebastian Walkett's already
탐유망주 막
untouchable, so
데려오고 그런 거 쉽지
put him
않을
on
수도
the block.
있겠다.
I could change it, but I'm gonna leave him off there for now. Put a few more guys. Let's see here. All right. Let's back out of here.
아
Untouchables.
그래서 아까 유망주
Here we have
패키지에서
some
포텐셜
untouchables
B자리
set
애들이
here.
계속 나갔던
I'm
거구나.
gonna say
A자리 애들
it's
많이
areas
안
for
보이고.
me. I would like to remove him as an untouchable. Kumar, I like you, but we're gonna dangle you as well. Actually, let's dangle Kumar. Where is he?
Good question in the chat. How do you make a player untouchable?
You go over to untouchables, go into your list,
And
and
there you go.
select
Add 'em as
any
they are.
player you want
Perfect.
to make
Yeah, we got-
untouchable. Yeah.
about 5 more minutes here, so we're gonna try to
Okay.
get some trades out so everyone can see what it looks like.
We're gonna set up some positions. Positions will drive. You're basically telling the other GMs in the league, these are the positions I'm
Yeah,
looking
what's
for.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
Right.
guys know how that works.
Helps the trade interactions with the CPU. They know what you're looking for.
Okay, that's important.
One question I've seen come up is what is the stuff in the attribute?
Yeah, stuff. That's
Travis,
that's
take
more,
that
of
one.
a, that's more of a gameplay question.
Let's jump in.
We're not covering draft and scouting. That stuff's all returning from last year, right?
Yeah.
So stuff kind of here. It's for
It
pitchers. It goes
encompasses-
into hits per
Right.
9, Ks
Yeah.
per 9, homers per 9.
Think about
Basically, it's the kind of the
Their
quality
attributes,
of
yeah.
their
Kinda-
stuff.
What kind of
Yeah,
stuff do you have?
all-encompassing,
Yeah.
Yes. In case you missed it, our gameplay feature premiere was
지금은
the
뭐
first one
저렇게
that we
쏘냐?
kicked off with. That is still available on YouTube right now. Sony San Diego Studio.
Check it out.
Now, one thing I like to do, you can set trade targets up here. You can click in.
그냥
and
건강하기만 하면
kinda set
디그롬은
anybody's trade targets except Gunnar Henderson, who's an untouchable.
Yes.
But what I like to do, I like to go to the MLB trade block and look around the league, see who I may be interested in acquiring. Okert's tempting me, and I can select him and I can add Steven Okert as a target from here as well. So there's
Okay.
two ways to add trade targets. I'm gonna add Okert on there. What kind of relievers? Jimenez, sure. Will I do Jimenez as a target? I need a big bat. Oh, I like Casas actually. He was part of my rebuilds back in the day as
right.
well.
Get him back. There we
Add
go.
him as a
Can't
target.
look around.
And I like Alec Baum. We'll put him on there as well.
Perfect.
So there you go. My trade target's been filled up, and I did that through the MLB trade blocks down there.
All these are trying to make the user experience easier, better. You can do it from here. You can do it from here. You can do it from the main trade hub. Yeah.
Lots of options
Right.
for our fans.
All right, so let's sim a little bit.
트레이드 타깃에 두면 지들이 알아서 하나?
It's April, so
Right.
couldn't-
It's gonna
might
take a
not be
little
a
bit.
ton of trade action here. I got an offer already.
All right.
Luke Ray, because I pushed Josh Smith on the block. Luke Rayleigh, I set first base as a positional need.
이거는 아까 루크레일리 트레이드 블락에 올려놔서
Over my boy Jake Berger.
아 루크레일리란다. 그 조시 스미스 트레이드에 올려놔서 트레이드 블락에 올려놔서
Oh, that's true.
Right.
White Sox. All right.
제안이 온 건가?
I'm gonna keep Josh Smith here.
All right.
But if you go to your trade hub, I have a received offer. I can accept. I can counter. I can decline. I'm gonna decline this one though.
Yeah.
All right.
Just let them know.
Yeah.
Right.
아 저것도
Has
Has to
좋다.
be better.
I'll be
카운터
polite.
오퍼 낼
I don't wanna
건지
linger
뭐
in around in there.
받아들일 건지 취소할 건지 저기서 선택할 수 있는 거 좋네.
I'll go back
지금
to
25까지는 상대방이 트레이드 제한 걸어오면
As
Oh,
we're simming, I
좀
do want
약간
some
되게
people are
불편하게 돼
asking
있어.
about March to October. Streamlined franchise is essentially going to be your way of having an MTO-like feature in the game. It's going to be a little less of a in the weeds as your normal franchise. It'll be completely customizable. You'll be able to pick when you want to go into games and do things. Anything else you want to add there, Travis?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's completely customizable. Like you can pick the number of games you want to enter. You can pick the situational importance. You can pick player highlight moments, stuff like that. You can just play the way you want to play.
Yeah, it's like a customizable version, correct? And that's within franchise this year. So when you boot up franchise, you'll have a choice to go full franchise or streamlined and kind of go from there.
Now, this is tough because we have only a certain amount of time here. I like to dig into the weeds here deep to really. But let's Let's see what other kind of offers. Blockbuster trade, Alcantara.
Sandy.
Jason
So we're still getting the
Dominguez.
blockbuster notifications.
Yeah, even though I'm
Yes.
only controlling the Rangers, we still get the blockbuster
Right.
notifications.
All right.
Another blockbuster. Cutter Crawford, Kevin Alcantara. Chapman.
셰프원이다.
Going back to the Cubs.
아 근데 셰프원이 그냥 1대1로 넘어가? 아 나이가 많아서 그런가?
Oh my god. See, that's why I put Kumar on the
All
block.
right. You get Pete back.
쿠마로코 아까 트레이드 블락에
5
올려놔서
years, 31 million.
오리올스가 이걸
Big
채가려고 하네.
contract he just signed.
All right, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, right?
Yes.
오리올스는
Okay,
반년 만에
let's-
피탈론스
alright.
트레이드.
So we mentioned that March, October is not coming back. We talked about streamlined a little bit. If you get us a minute, we'll set something up. and cover
피탈론소 계약 망했다고 저 인정하는 건데?
Colin, is that cool?
게임이긴 하지만.
And then we'll touch on streamline and March, October. One more second here. I just want to set some stuff.
So as you've been watching along with all of us, new trade logic built from the ground up, new bullpen logic, lineup logic. We're going to talk about Streamline franchise in just a little bit, which is going to give you that March to October-like experience within franchise itself. And then before then, you'll have a chance to get your hands on the game in just a couple of weeks.
2 weeks for early access.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to come into Streamline here. Obviously, you have the option to take full control, go to Streamline. We'll go
아
Streamline.
비비퍼9이
You can only
프랜차이즈에서
control one
사라졌구나.
team in Streamline, and it's
Pick 'em.
the idea of Streamlined.
So Nats.
Yeah, it gives you. Well,
Yeah.
we'll control in that. Why not?
You
It
must-
gives you. Listen, it's an MTO-like experience, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, we default you to, and we'll show you in here. We default your CGE settings, your custom game entry settings, so that it. You can customize it, but we default it to something that'll give you an experience similar to March, October. We set up your tasks.
Somebody literally just asked a question about tasks in
Yeah,
the chat.
yeah.
It's a great timing.
So you have tasks, scouting, trades, and free agency. Those are set to manual through Streamlined. And again, that's what you controlled in March,
이거
October.
뭐냐?
Right. The only difference
아니,
here
씨.
is you can customize it. So it's almost like it's March, October, but it's a level of customization
잠깐만요.
that's beyond
아니.
March, October. So
아 잠깐만.
we felt, we had some of our resources were dealing with March, October. Some of our resources were dealing with franchise. Now we can focus all of our resources on the
아니,
franchise and still give you an experience
이걸 보자고.
very similar to March, October. And another way that's accessible for the user that's a bit more casual. But we can also focus all our resources on franchise. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's well said. So Streamline, it looks a little different than what MTO fans might expect, but it is customizable. It
아니,
feels
이건
really good.
좀-
I've been playing it, and it's a nice feature.
So here, there's one button you can go Streamline to full control. So you come in, it's
얘네
accessible.
사기치는 것 같은데?
You want to dig a little.
트레이드
deeper
로직
into
개편된 거
the
맞아?
You switch over one button, switch over to full control. You can set injury management to different settings instead of automatic. So again, and switch back to Streamline whenever you
뭐야
want.
이게?
Those things are locked, and you have manual free agency trades. Just
아
like
장난. 야 씨.
There we go. Before we let you all go, anything else you'd like to tell our fans?
Wow, there's a few more fan requests. We've increased the fog of war in scouting. There was also someone online found a way to. They knew exactly who a generational talent was.
아 엑셉트가
found
없구나. 아
I
뭐야?
mean,
아씨
that's
속았어
impressive,
엑셀.
actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah.
The time and dedication it took to figure that out was impressive, but we shut the door on that. So, so sorry about all your effort. We talked about regression. We have new DFA logic. You can't just kick an aging veteran to the curb anymore. There's new DFA logic in there. Updated trade values for star players and prospects.
아 이거는 그거래. 타이거즈가 그냥.
No,
그러니까 저런
I'm on the wrong page.
That's okay.
저 트레이드 로직이
We moved pitcher energies. So you can
발동을
see
안
on the
한다. 뭐
rotation
그걸
screen
보여주기
now.
위해서
It's
한
nice to
거였대.
know
아씨.
how fresh or not your starter
wow.
is.
For sure.
We split up, as you can see down here, we split up arbitration and renewables so that they're its own option now.
나 엑셉트가 아래 떠 있는 줄
If you
알았어.
like dealing with
깜짝
arbitration
놀랐네.
but hated dealing with renewables, you can now, have different
Pick one
options
of the
for
two.
each.
Right, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Updated Hall of Fame logic selection logic, I should say. And then we have rosters that are more dedicated to franchise, right? So they should be set up better when it comes to positions, attributes, and it'll work better with the franchise ecosystem as a whole. So that and more, but we don't have enough time.
We're at time. Thank you so much, Clayton and Travis, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Walking through all the new franchise stuff in MLB 26.
And thank you, fans, for sticking
Yes.
with us. This was our 4th feature premiere. We're, again, just 2 weeks away from early access. You'll be able to hear about all things new in Diamond Dynasty next week, and then all things live content the week after.
Pre-orders are open right now. If you liked what you saw, you can go check it out. Any digital deluxe edition owners from 21 will get a 10% discount if they purchase.
And remember, early access 2 weeks from today with the purchase of a digital deluxe edition. And with that edition, you'll have not 1, but 2 World Baseball Classic packs. So you'll immediately start your DD journey with 2 WBC players.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk more about that in a little bit. But standard launch
뭐
day
좀
will
확인할
be
거
on
있어서
March
잠깐만.
17th, St. Patty's Day. We're very excited for it. Sign up for the scouting report if you need any news on what we're doing, any live content stuff once the game comes out, all sorts of great goodies there. And then, of course, follow us on socials for other information.
Schedule? We just said schedule.
We just set the schedule.
Say it again.
All right, next week is Diamond Dynasty. The week after is live content. I know a lot of you in the presentation feature premiere noticed that Roflo said he really liked how parallels were customizable this year. You'll be able to find out just how so in exactly a week.
He did say that, didn't he?
He did. I love that he said it.
I'm excited to talk about it next Thursday, 2 o'clock. We'll see you there.
공식 방송 끝났고요.
Game entry.
난 지금 이게 뭐가 다른지 모르겠어, 솔직히 말하면. 있어봐. 이걸 좀 해보자.
Hi, everybody. It's Book Shambi. Welcome to the show.
새로 시작하기로 해야 되지. 그러니까 이거는 잘 바뀌었거든? 이거는 확실하게 바뀌었어요. 이건 솔직히 잘했다고 봐. 그러니까 원래 그냥 이렇게 바뀐 거야. 그러니까 원래 기존에는 그러니까 세 개로 나눠가지고 세 개로 크게 나눠서 너가 직접 할 거 컴퓨터한테 맡길 거를 따로따로 했단 말이야. 뭐는 또 업데이트 했어요? 근데 이번에는 완전 이거를 크게로 두 개를 나눈 다음에 그러니까 완전 네가 풀 컨트롤 할 거냐 아니면 세세하게 정할 거냐 둘 중 하나를 줘. 그러니까 세 개로 나눈 다음에 원래는 컴퓨터한테 맡길 거 너가 할 거 각각 끄고 키고 해라 이거였는데 너가 직접 커스텀 할 거냐 아니면 풀플레이 할 거냐 둘 중 하나 주고 나서 그러고 나서 이제 오케이 너가 커스텀해서 즐긴다고? 알았어. 그러면 너가 끄고 킬 거 세세하게 한번 봐. 이런 느낌이거든? 근데 뭐야, 왜 잠겨있냐? 로스터 무브 40이니? 뭐야, 왜 이래, 이거. 아, 스카우팅 매뉴얼 돼 있구나. 아, 그래서. 와, 그러니까 맞네. 세세하게 가는 거 맞네요. 스트림라인드로 들어가면 이거를 세세하게 세세하게 할 수 있는 거예요. 지금 그냥 이거 3개 크게 두고 오토 매니저 아니면 매뉴얼 이거밖에 안 되는데. 이게 내가 뭐가 달라진지 모르겠네. 아, 잠깐만요. 하이 시리닝 온 시를 똑같은 조건이거든? 70게임 85게임 이거 영어 지금 정확히 똑같지 않냐? Like no heroes or counting on history. 뭐, 아이, 야, 아니, 다른 걸 보여줘야지. 야, 이거 똑같잖아. 아이. 아니, 뭐, 예를 들어, 저 플레이어 하이라이트 모먼트 있잖아. 저기서 뭐 추가를 하든가, 뭐를. 아니, 뭐, 그래, 그런 거라도 해야지. 이거를 좀 다른 걸 보여주는 의미가 있지. 아니, 이거 아예 똑같으면 어떡해요. 진짜, 왜 그러냐. 아, 이건 예시에 넣어놨으면 안 됐지. 샌디에고 스튜디오야. 아, 진짜. 왜 이거를. 아. 근데 그러니까 트레이드는 완전 뜯어고친 거 같긴 해요. 트레이드는 뜯어고친 거 맞는 거 같긴 함. 그러니까 이게 원래 트레이드 방식이었는데 많이 달라요. 보면. 애초에 지금은 루머 이런 것도 없고. 일단 즉시 트레이드가 사라진 시점에서 이거는 가치가 좀 있긴 하다. 아, 근데 이거 화면 자체는 비슷하거든? 근데 화면 자체는 비슷한데 이게 진짜 존내 큰 게 뭐냐면 저 위에 있는 바 이거 사라진 게 진짜 개큼. 그러니까 직접 선수들 대보고 그러니까 뭐라고 해야 돼? 그러니까 선수 2명을 직접 비교를 해서 그러니까 완전 이제 트레이드 가능한지 불가능한지 그게 바로 나와서 원래는 바로 트레이드가 되는 형식이었다면 이제는 시장 상황을 보고 트레이드를 해야 된다는 거죠. 루머나 이런 부분도 이건 확실하게 달라졌네. 즉시 트레이드 없애고 위에 바 없앤 게 아마 좀 많이 다르긴 할 거예요. 트레이드 할 때 다른 경험을 가져올 것 같긴 해 이게. 그리고 트레이드 로지가 아예 개편했다는데. 내용 좀 볼까요? 일단 첫 번째 부분 보면 이거는 그냥 도입부긴 하거든? 근데 여기서 이야기하는 굉장히 결정적인 사항들이 뭐냐면 그러니까 제너럴 매니저로서 이 운영하는 방식 자체를 간소화할 수 있다. 근데 이 간소화하는 과정 중에서 굉장히 세세하게 나왔다는 점? 전 그 점이 되게 괜찮은 것 같아요. 이전에는 항상 뭐랄까요? 컴퓨터한테 맡기는 거하고 내가 직접 하는 거를 세세하게 정할 수 없었죠. 그냥 네모 딸깍 해가지고 뭐랄까 그러니까 세 개의 큰 카테고리에서 내가 할 거 컴퓨터한테 맡길 거를 정하는 느낌이었다면 이제 좀 더 세세하게 내가 관리하거나 아니면 컴퓨터한테 맡길 거를 더 정할 수 있는 것 같고. 그리고 커스텀 게임 엔트리는 변함이 없다. 여기서 내긴 했는데 뭐 언급이 되긴 했는데 커스텀 게임 엔트리는 딱히 변한 게 없는 것 같아. 비교를 해보니까. 다음. 이거는 이제 크게 두 개의 이야기를 하는 거죠. 아니죠. 크게 세 개의 이야기네. 이거는 크게 세 개의 이야기를 하는 거죠. 일단 트레이드 허브를 넣어서 그 안에서 여러 가지 트레이드 관련 시스템들을 배치를 해뒀다는 점이 첫 번째. 여기에 이제 뭐 루머라던가 뭐 타깃 선수 정하는 거라던가 이제 그런 부분들 여기 들어가 있고요. 그리고 이전에는 조금 이상한 트레이드가 많았어요. 그러니까 CPU가 멍청해서 그러니까 나는 되게 가치가 별로인 선수를 내는데 상대방은 너무 좋은 선수를 주는 경우가 많았다고. 이런 부분들을 얘네들이 이제 트레이드 로직 자체를 아예 뜯어 고친 것 같아. 본인들이 주장하기론 그래요. 그래서 좀 더 컴퓨터가 트레이드를 똑똑하게 할 수도 있을 것 같다는 생각이 들긴 합니다. 올스타와 유망주 모두에 대한 산정 공식을 개편했다. 그리고 팜 시스템 순위까지 트레이드 로직에 반영됐다. 뭐 이런 부분들 이야기가 있고, 그리고 언터처블이 추가가 됐는데 언터처블 같은 경우는 전에 마치토 옥토버 해본 사람들은 알겠지만 거기에 시스템이 있었습니다. 근데 이 언터처블 시스템이 프랜차이즈에도 생겼다. 그래서 아예 트레이드 불가능한 선수들을 정할 수 있게 됐다. 그래서 공식 방송에서 보면 오리올스의 건어 앤더슨이 언터처블로 잠겨 있는 걸 볼 수가 있었어요. 다음. 이해력이 많이 딸린다잉? 이거를 어떻게 정리해서 얘기할까? 불어서? 그래요. 그리고 이 부분은 팀별로 원하는 선수에 대해서 좀 더 컴퓨터들의 태도가 확고해졌다? 라는 거를 볼 수 있을 것 같아요. 그러니까 이전 같은 경우에는 내가 샐러리 덤핑을 하고 싶어 만약에 노세화하고 연봉을 많이 받는 그런 선수 3명을 패키지로 해서 유망주를 받아오는 게 가능했어요. 왜냐면 샐러리 덤핑을 하려면 그만큼 자금 여유가 있는 팀한테 넘기는 방식이 될 거고, 자금 여유가 있는 팀은 보통 리빌딩 팀들이에요. 근데 그런 리빌딩 팀들이 현실에서 샐러리 덤핑을 받으면서 그런 노세화하고 돈 많이 받는 선수를 받을 리는 없잖아. 그런 부분을 이번 짝에서는 좀 더 현실적으로 컴퓨터들이 접근하도록 만든 것 같아요. 리빌딩 모드에 있는 팀들은 젊고 유망주 같은 선수를 원하고, 반대로 지금 당장 선수가 필요한 팀은 샐러리를 좀 떠안더라도 그런 선수를 트레이드로 받아들일 수도 있고. 그래서 이전에는 어떤 팀이든 뭔가 내가 원하는 떠넘기고 싶은 애들을 떠넘길 수 있었다면, 이제는 다른 팀들 상황을 보고도 내가 트레이드를 계획하고 트레이드 제안을 해야 된다는 거지. 그리고 상대 GM들도 이제 멍청하게 그냥 되게 플레이어가 그냥 원하는 대로 수동적으로 간다기보다는 본인들 팀에 맞게 운영을 한다는 부분도 좀 더 강조가 되는 것 같아요. 그리고 실제로 지구 라이벌이나 뭐 같은 포스트 시즌 경쟁팀들끼리 막 큰 트레이드가 안 일어나는 걸 볼 수가 있는데, 그런 부분들도 좀 더 반영을 하려고 한 것 같습니다. 하하, 이 녀석은 유격수 3을 라라라라라라라라라. 자, 그리고 이 부분은 마켓 규모에 따라서 트레이드를 받아들이는 것들이 좀 달라질 것이다 라는 걸 일단 먼저 이야기를 하네요. 예를 들어 스몰 마켓 구단이야. 돈이 없잖아. 근데 장기 계약에다가 고액 연봉자를 떠안겠냐고. 안 한다 이거죠. 반대로 빅마켓 구단이야. 그러면 좀 연봉이 나가긴 하네? 뭐야 7년 계약임? 근데 스타 플레이어네? 데려도 될 것 같은데? 이런 생각을 하는 거지. 그리고 이제 포지션에 따라서 가치가 좀 다르게 매겨진다 이런 부분도 이야기를 하는데, 유격수, 선발투수, 포수, 중견수에 대한 이야기가 있는데, 귀한 포지션은 좀 더 가치가 높다 그런 이야기고, 근데 무조건 그게 고정이 되진 않는다. 시장 정서에 맞게 수많은 트레이드들이 이루어질 것이다. 예를 들어 트레이드 블록에 유격수가 넘쳐난다. 그러면 유격수의 가치가 떨어지고, 그리고 뭐 1루가 없어. 그러면 1루가 올라가겠지. 그런 식으로 트레이드 시장이 돌아간다는 거를 일단 이야기를 하고 있어요. 그래서 이 부분에서 내가 생각을 한 게, 그러면 유틸리티 플레이어는 트레이드 가치가 많이 올라갈까? 이 생각을 하긴 했거든요. 유틸리티 플레이어 얘기를 여기서 하면 안 되나? 잠깐만. 그 다음에 이야기할게요. 이건 뒤에 이야기를 하는 게 낫겠다. 그래서 이 부분은 마켓 규모하고 포지션에 따라서 많은 팀들의 트레이드가 좀 달라질 수도 있다는 점을 이야기하는 것 같고, 다시 도입했다고? 원래 있었나요? 오케이. 자, 그리고 다음 이 부분은 프랜차이즈 트레이드에서 저는 꽤나 큰 부분이 사라지고 개편됐다고 생각을 하는데, 일단 더쇼 26에서는 트레이드를 바로 성사시킬 수는 없게 됐다. 그러니까 미리 제안을 보내고 컴퓨터가 이 제안을 검토를 하게 된다는 점. OTP 스타일이에요. 약간. 전 같은 경우에는 선수들을 배치를 해. 내 팀 트레이드 보내래. 상대 데려오래. 그러면 위에 바가 얘네들 가치를 이제 매겨준단 말이야. 이 트레이드는 상대 팀이 더 이득 보는데? 이 트레이드는 니네 팀이 더 이득 보는데? 뭐 이런 식으로 해가지고 그걸 맞춰서 바로 트레이드를 성사시키는 식이었다면, 이제는 타이밍에 맞춰서 그 시장 상황에 맞춰서 내가 제안을 보내는 식이 되는 것 같아. 그리고 이 부분에서 상대방이 역제안을 보내기도 하고요. 그리고 어떤 특정 타깃에 대해서 다른 팀도 그 타깃을 원하면 내 트레이드 제안이 좀 매력이 없어. 그러면 그 트레이드 타깃이 다른 팀으로 갈 수도 있다는 것 같고. 그리고 루머 시스템이라는 게 도입이 됐어요, 이번에. 트레이드 허브에 보면 루머 탭이라고 아예 따로 있거든? 근데 여기서 루머가 다 맞는 루머가 아니야. 가짜 루머도 있고 진짜 루머도 있음. 그래서 그 루머들을 보고 내가 판단을 해서 그 시장 상황을 보고 트레이드를 해야 된다. 그래서 루머를 조사하고 좀 더 트레이드를 할 때 루머를 보고 트레이드를 할 때 내가 좀 계획을 더 세워야 된다. 뭐 그런 부분 이야기 있고. 그리고 또 이 부분도 큰데, 이전에는 최대가 3대3 트레이드였거든요. 그러니까 상대방이나 나나 총 3명까지만 제한이 가능했어. 근데 실제로 보면 블록버스터 트레이드 같은 거 막 일어나면서 선수들 막 한 팀이 막 5명씩 넘기고 그럴 때도 있단 말이야. 그래서 더쇼도 일단 트레이드 슬롯을 하나는 더 제공을 했어요, 이번에. 이제 한 번에 4명까지 제시를 할 수 있다. 그래서 최대 4대4 트레이드 8인 패키지 거래까지 가능하다는 점을 이야기를 합니다. 진짜 몇 년 동안 최대 3명이었는데. 와, 몇 년이 뭐야? 몇십 년 아니야? 드디어 바뀌었네. 그리고 이제 이 부분은 라인업하고 로테이션 로직도 좀 우리가 바꿨습니다 라고 이야기를 하고 있긴 해요. 그러니까 타순이나 투수 로테이션을 너무 좀 정형적으로 배치를 해놓는 식은 아닌 것 같다는 점이 이들이 좀 이야기하고자 하는 것 같고, 그러니까 무조건 1번 빠르고 뭐 2번은 뭐라고 해? 그러니까 무조건 1번이 빠르다 뭐 이런 거 있잖아. 그러니까 그런 거 이제 안 하겠다 이거 같은데? 그러니까 슈아버가 1번 볼 수도 있다 이거지. 네, 그리고 세컨더리 포지션에 관련된 이야기가 있어요. 이전에는 선수 가치가 주 포지션으로만 반영이 됐거든? 이게 어떤 부분에서 많이 나타나냐면, 예를 들어 선수가 주 포지션이 불펜이야. 근데 능력치 선발 투수야. 더쇼는 선발 투수 능력치 갖고 있는 애들이 불펜으로 포지션 변환하면 오버를 떨어지거든요. 능력치 떨어지고. 그러면 걔 가치가 자연스럽게 떨어져요. 그래서 어떤 전략을 취할 수가 있냐면, 그 선발 투수 능력치를 갖고 있는 불펜 투수를 헐값에 데려와서 헐값에 데려와서 선발로 포변을 시켜서 걔를 로테이션에 넣으면 1, 2선발 자원이 확보가 되는 경우가 있어요. 그리고 이런 부분은 타자들한테도 반영이 됩니다. 예를 들어 능력치가 뭐 외야수 능력치인데 내야로 가 있는 애들도 있고, 근데 걔가 만약에 세컨더리 포지션이 붙어 있어서 내야 외야 다 볼 수 있어. 그러면 이제 그 친구의 가치를 조금 다르게 볼 수도 있다. 그런 부분 같은데? 세컨더리 포지션에 대한 가치를 좀 다르게 본다. 근데 솔직히 선발 불펜 그 이야기는 이번에도 해결됐을 것 같진 않은데 한번 보자고요. 그리고 마지막으로 구원 투수들 혹사 이제 못한다. 근데 이전에도 혹사하기 힘들긴 하지 않았나? 뭐 똑같은 투수 계속 등판시키기 힘들 겁니다. 뭐 그런 얘기 대충 하네요. 불펜 균형 잡힌 불펜진이 있어야 할 겁니다. 뭐 그런 부분들. 그리고 이 부분은 처음 트레일러 나왔을 때였나? 언제 이야기를 했었는데, 그러니까 미리 한번 얘기를 했던 부분이죠. 불펜 게임에 대한 이야기입니다. 이 부분은 공식 방송에서 좀 더 다뤘는데, 로테이션을 정하는, 로테이션을 정할 때 선발 슬롯 하나에 불펜 게임을 지정을 할 수가 있어요. 그래서 불펜 게임을 지정을 하면 이제 거기서 내가 오프너를 선택을 할 수가 있어. 그런 식으로 불펜 게임을 아예 처음부터 계획을 하고 경기에 들어갈 수 있게 된 거죠. 이전에는 불펜 게임 하려면 불펜을 선택을 하든가 아니면 불펜을 선발 로테이션에 넣어가지고 내가 그냥 직접 불펜 게임을 했어야 됐거든. 근데 이제는 아예 그 불펜 게임 시스템 자체가 도입이 된 거지. 이렇게 되면 벌크가의 역할을 하는 롱릴리버가 조금 더 중요해질 수도 있겠고요. 솔직히 지금까지 롱릴리버 자리에 나는 거의 안 넣었거든, 애들. 거기에 선발 투수 스타일의 애를 굳이 넣을 필요가 없다고 많이 느끼긴 했어요. 그래서 그냥 거기에 스태미나 35달이 박아놨단 말이야. 저번에 할 때도. 근데 이제 만약에 내가 불펜 게임을 도입을 해야 되는 상황이 되면 롱릴리버 역할이 좀 더 중요해지지 않을까? 그래서 여기까지가 이번 프랜차이즈 개편사항 달라진 부분들이었습니다. 솔직히 이번에 좀 크게 느낀 거는 트레이드 시스템, 트레이드 로직을 완전하게 본인들이 뜯어 고쳤다고 이야기를 하는 부분. 이 가운데서 이게 어떻게 작동할지 모르겠는데 좀 많이 달라졌겠죠? 그리고 이전처럼 선수 대 선수로 둘을 비교해서 그 가치가 바로 측정이 돼서 즉시 트레이드가 성사되는 게 아니라 이제는 시장 상황을 보고 내가 트레이드 제안을 컴퓨터한테 보내고 그럼 컴퓨터가 또 역제안을 하거나 아니면 거절을 하는 식으로 트레이드 시스템이 완전히 바뀐다. 이 부분이 제일 큰 것 같긴 해요. 그리고 하나는 불펜 게임 도입 정도? 아, 그래 아까 그거 이야기를 안 했다. 세컨더리 포지션에 대한 이야기 할 때 내가 그런 생각을 해봤는데 그러면 세컨더리 포지션에 대한 가치가 좀 더 반영이 되면 유틸리티 플레이어의 가치가 올라가는 게 아닐까라는 생각을 했는데 근데 아까 공식 방송 중에 윌 카스트로 트레이드 되는 거 보니까 유틸리티 플레이어에 대한 가치가 올라가고 그런 건 없는 것 같기도 하고. 그래서 세컨더리 포지션에 대한 이야기가 이 부분이 정확히 이해가 잘 안 되네. 세컨더리 포지션에 대한 얘기는 그냥 시장에 나와 있는 포지션들 상황에 영향을 좀 줄 수 있다는 건가? 일단 이 부분은 너무 깊게 보진 않는 게 나을 것 같기도 하고. 그리고 한 가지 투수 노세화 이야기를 좀 해야 될 것 같긴 한데 요게 이제 제가 보는 더쇼 정보통이거든요 평소에. 현지에서 이제 스트리밍 하시면서 더쇼 정보 정리해 주시는 분인데, 제가 아무래도 공식 방송 보고 바로 이게 직독직해가 안 돼서요. 공식 방송을 보고 바로 이제 듣자마자 해석이 안 돼요. 제가 영어가 안 돼서. 그래서 이제 좀 이런 정보를 찾아보는데, 이제 공식 방송 중에 나온 이야기인데, 선수의 노세화가 제이콥 디그럼을 보면서 이 사람들이 예시를 들었는데, 선수의 노세화가 좀 경기력에 영향을 줄 수 그러니까 경기력이 선수 노세화에 영향을 줄 수 있다. 그래서 나이가 많은 선수도 만약에 퍼포먼스가 나오고 있으면 노세화가 좀 늦게 올 수도 있다는 점을 이야기를 한 것 같아요. 예를 들어 지금까지 프랜차이즈 보면 저스틴 벌랜더 첫 시즌 만에 맨날 능력치 꼬라박아가지고 은퇴하고 그러잖아. 근데 만약 그런 저스틴 벌랜더가 뭔가 첫 번째 시즌에 괜찮은 모습을 보여주면 그 시즌에 바로 은퇴를 안 할 수도 있는 거지. 그 정도까지 갈진 모르겠지만 퍼포먼스가 노세화를 늦출 수 있다는 점도 있긴 했습니다. 아이고. 아, 편집하기 싫다. 내가 말한 걸 내가 주워 담아서 정리를 해서.
Of their division rivals, premium price tag, but there's even more to account and reintroduce overhauled organizational strategy orders and pitching rotations to reflect current MLB patterns amidst the trading logic overhaul are the massive upgrades to lineup and rotation logic in franchise mode. We've modernized batting orders and pitching rotations to reflect current MLB patterns and trends. No more speed-only leadoff men or bunt-first batters in the two-hole. We're also now incorporating secondary positions into roster decisions. If your backup shortstop also plays well at the corners, there's no reason to waste him on the bench or diminish his trade value in a market saturated with shortstops. We're also getting much more realistic when it comes to bullpen burnout. No more abusing everyday relievers in franchise mode by literally making them pitch every day. Successful franchises need a well-rounded pitching staff, so you better balance your bullpen in MLB The Show 26. And speaking of protecting pitchers,
트레이드 개편상, 트레이드가 아니라 프랜차이즈 개편상 일단 여기까지만 알아봅시다. 나머지는 직접 플레이를 하면서 알아봐야 하는 부분들 같아서요. 일단 지금 이번에 발표한 팩트 기반으로 이야기를 해봤고요. 그냥 가장 큰 거는 트레이드 로직 개편 정도였던 것 같습니다. 다음 주에 다이아몬드 다이너스티 정보가 나오게 되겠네요. 이러면 다음 주 이 시간대에 다음 주 금요일 오전 타임에 새벽에서 오전 타임에 다이아몬드 다이너스티 관련 정보 그리고 공식 방송이 아마 있을 것 같고요. 빌딩 피드백은 좀 더 빨리 공개를 할 수도 있긴 한데 이번 주처럼 가면 아마 금요일 새벽에서 오전 시간대일 것 같아요. 그리고 바로 그 다음 주는 얼리 액세스 시작 더쇼 26이 찾아오게 됩니다. 그러면 이제 다음 주에 제가 개인적으로 제일 기다리고 있는 건 다이아몬드 다이너스티인 건 맞아서 다이아몬드 다이너스티 유저라서 다이아몬드 다이너스티 정보를 다음 주에 확인을 하면 될 것 같아요. 오늘 여기까지 할까요? 프랜차이즈 그래도 꽤나 개편이 된 게 아닐까 싶어요. 이 정도면. 이전에 로드스토쇼도 저는 생각보다 좀 괜찮게 개편이 된 것 같다는 생각이 들었는데, 프랜차이즈도 트레이드 시스템, 항상 문제였던 트레이드 시스템 뜯어고친 거 보면 확실히 오프라인 모드들은 시스템적인 측면에 있어서는 약간씩 발전을 이뤄내고 있는 것 같기도 하다는 생각이 들긴 합니다. 물론 이 게임의 근본적인 엔진이라던가 그래픽 같은 경우는 모두가 불만이듯이 변화가 없지만, 근데 내가 봤을 때 그 부분에 변화가 없는 건 그냥 얘네가 그거를 뜯어고칠 능력이 없는 것 같고, 그런 쪽으로 얘네가 손댈 능력이 없다 보니까 지금 시스템은 어떻게든 개편을 하려고 하는 것 같아. 그래서 오늘까지가 이제 오프라인 모드 쪽 정보였거든요. 개인적으로는 프랜차이즈하고 로드스토쇼는 나쁘지 않게 가고 있다고 느껴지는데요. 현지 민심도 나쁘지 않아 보이고. 출시했을 때 오프라인 유저분들 느끼는 바에 따라서 달라지겠지만, 일단 지금까지 나온 거는 생각보다 긍정적이게 보인다는 점이 있습니다. 그럼 여기까지 할까? 오늘 프랜차이즈 이 정도면 잘 알아본 것 같고, 다음 주 그러면 다이아몬드 다이너스티 때 또 정보를 확인해 보도록 하죠. 여기까지 하겠습니다. 나 녹화를 안 했어. 개같은. 다시 보기 다운받아야겠네. 여기까지 하겠습니다.